6 men, 6 mics, 1 ridiculously large cholesterol level, and 1 table. That only means one thing, folks. We have 50-plus topics and 1 hat. Just looking around this table, I feel like I'm attending a support group for people who posed as before pictures. But in reality, we're doing what we do best. Random topics, no scripts, just a bunch of guys shooting the shit without a net. We've also been told that our intros are far too fucking long, and most of these guys are already winded. So, Maestro, reinforce this floor and hit my goddamn music.
Craig and the surviving member of the Golden Girls, and a couple of our friends.
That's right.
So
I don't even know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
But you decide who's who.
Yeah. It's fucking me, all right?
He's sweaty white.
It's me.
Sweaty white.
Is she still alive? Betty White alive?
Yeah.
Really?
She's like 473.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
Nobody
just had
picked
her
her in the fucking
900th
death pool, huh?
birthday.
You lost Mike at 4.
Yeah.
Zeros don't count in my vocabulary.
I'm glad you can count.
One douchebag.
funny,
Right there, I counted it.
They all counted on his fucking report cards.
Oh, we don't want to go there with report cards.
No.
Easy.
So as you guys can guess, we've got a few friends here tonight that we'll get to in a few minutes. But you know, I can't count. 6, 7, 8.
Who
9
can't
of us?
count?
Well, there's 6 of us now. There were supposed to be 7.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what threw me off.
And we do need to give a shout out. We promised him we would. So, you know, Craig, actually, could I get a little bit of music real quick?
Yep.
She's got a smile that it seems to me remind me childhood memory where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky.
Yep, that's right, folks. We were supposed to have Sanjay here tonight.
Sandeep.
So what happened?
What happened? Sanjay has been real cryptic today. He's never come out and said he's going to a specific place, but he suddenly got tickets to Atlanta. And anybody paying attention to the news or just common sense knows that something big is happening in Atlanta in about 48 hours.
Maroon 5's playing.
That's right.
That's why he went down there.
He gets like the B-sides, like he's a Maroon 5 junkie. We have reason to believe that Sanjay is on his way to Super Bowl. And so because he's not here and he's there and we are giving him a collective fuck you, I'd like to use all the jokes that I had planned to bestow upon him tonight. One of them was, Sanjay's favorite show is the Indian How I Met Your Mother. It's one episode where they meet at the wedding. I also wanted to know from Sanjay, if 2 Indians hold a grudge toward each other, is it still called a beef? And finally, well, we know and love Sanjay's current wife, Lisa, and I hope she's enjoying her time in Atlanta. Hanging out outside the parking lot of the Super Bowl. Sanjay did meet his first wife on an Indian dating site called Connect the Dots.
Holy shit.
Enjoy the big game, pal.
Oh, man.
No, he told me he got free first class tickets. You know,
To get
I guess
to the city.
To get to the city, yeah.
But he never actually came out and said, I have Super Bowl tickets.
No, and I think they just went down there for the festivities and stuff, and you know. But my whole thing was
He said
Festivities.
festivities, didn't he?
Festivities.
That's why he's there.
probably.
That's the Patriots after party.
yeah, that's yeah.
Hey, man, want to get gronked?
No, but when he said he had first class tickets, I was like, coming from him, that don't mean much because where he's from, just being inside the vehicle is first class.
Honey, there's less wind in here.
Did you see Lisa hang on the side of the train? You fucking asshole!
Edelman was open.
No, I love you guys, man. Have fun. Or had fun. Hope you had fun when you hear this. Yes.
So there's still a lot of voices in the room tonight.
Yes.
And so why don't we do some introductions? I think it's been a while, so let's reintroduce our good friend Manny.
Yes. Sometimes Manny is here.
Yeah, well, it's like infrequent Manny now.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very infrequent, Manny. Yes.
Yeah.
That's me.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, like his sex life.
No, that's non-existent.
That's disappointment,
Get
man.
shit right.
So, Manny, we've been working on this outline all week, and I was thinking about all kinds of shit to ask you, but all I came up with donuts. Go.
Love him.
All right.
Fat pills, he calls them.
Why do I get the feeling that line is also in the hat? No, seriously, donuts. Go.
See, I'm confused. I thought Manny was in a glass case in a museum. In
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. I listened to that episode. Thanks, assholes.
You still showed up.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
He gracefully slithered his way down the stairs.
Yeah.
Is it called oozing? I don't know. All right, so Manny's back. We're glad to have him. It's been far too long, but
Yeah.
we bring Dave in. We didn't forget about you, man. We didn't forget about you. But Dave, you got a very special guest and old friend of ours.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. About a month and a half ago, when you guys asked me, why I wanted to join the show, and I told you all my friends moved to Texas. He's back for a week.
Right? Yeah.
So my buddy Matt, he lived up here for a while, moved down to Texas. We filled out the outline and said, hey, my life is complete, and you guys were busting my balls a little bit. And
It is kind of an odd thing to say about
it
another
is.
man.
It is. So,
yeah.
Essentially, Matt balances me out. Like he's professional, good-looking, skinny, bisexual.
Yeah.
I like to keep my options open.
So Matt's a good friend. He's met all the guys before, except for Manny. They just met tonight. But so Manny's what Portuguese Rhode Islanders look like. Manny's 22, by the way.
I live in Mass.
He's only 22.
But Matt and I got close over the last few years. We worked together. Just to give you guys
Real close.
See, they're gonna hear your southern accent and start thinking the wrong things.
What southern accent?
So, just to give you guys an idea,
What's his problem?
Matt, so Matt kind of looks like if Ed Burns had sex with Paul Rudd, then he had sex
Yes.
with James Vanderbeek, but talked like Matthew McConaughey.
I want that life.
Yeah,
We could just call him I fucked the 90s.
right.
Me too. I love him. Thank you.
Yeah, his life story is Varsity Blue.
Yeah.
And more recently, you can catch him in Cantman.
Oh, shit. But you lived up here for a while, but you moved down to Texas. You're originally from Virginia, right?
Virginia.
And then you moved up here.
I moved up here.
And then now you are in Texas.
I'm in Texas, so
He's a stalker, he knows.
I'm obligated to talk like this now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've been
gotta
there, I've been
represent,
there
bro.
since August.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're already acclimated.
So
Yeah, you're done.
I'm pretty acclimated.
Yeah.
How many guns
I
you own?
like a lot of things down there.
How many guns you own now?
Oh, how many? All of them.
Oh.
We were just talking about this in the car earlier tonight, and I said I've shot them all. I've shot the AK, and I've shot all the A's.
I
shot all the A's.
I miss you, bro.
A's.
I miss you, bro. We had some good times
AR,
together.
AK.
So since you've been
There's some
down
other
there,
A's that I've shot too. I'm sorry. Should I stop
This is gonna
talking?
turn into a 6-hour episode if we keep on this pace.
You just let me keep on going there, Craig. It's nice to be here, and I'm glad I've been invited.
Oh, we
Right?
forgot to tell him he has to stop talking at some point. Oh, we forgot.
so down in
No.
Texas, have you kicked over any sentimental lawn ornaments? Since you've been down there?
Are we gonna jump right into that?
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna
Just
kick over
dive
fucking.
right in. No, we can save that for a little later if you want.
Yeah, we can talk about
All
that
right.
later.
Yeah, so I
They
started
kicked
off
over
in
lawn
Virginia.
ornaments in Maine. Why not do it in Texas?
Do it in Texas. They're armadillos down there. Call them Texas speed bumps.
Texas speed bumps. Yeah. Oh shit.
They'll fuck up a car.
So the Dito story we'll get to in a second. That's part of the reason why I wanted Matt to come here.
Yes.
So you got to put that off to the side for a second. These will lead into Dito.
yes.
So I mentioned Matt and I have been friends for a few years. So I knew he was kind of one of us when I started thinking about what we've done together. So I don't want to say partied a lot, but we got drunk and passed out in my house in various rooms
Together?
over the sometimes.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
My wife enjoys Matt more than she enjoys me sometimes, I think. But so
That's why I told my wife to
there
go
was-
upstairs.
there was a point where Matt moved to Providence, and he was literally like 3 or 4 miles away from the house. So we'd come over and hang out, and we were at the neighbor's house one day hanging out, having beers. My neighbor broke out a little bud, did some smoking.
Oh, no,
and
wait.
no, you shut up. Turn his microphone off. So he,
His story, quiet.
But so this is one of the first or second times he's met our neighbor, who's very cool, by the way.
Yeah.
And he says, hey, I got to go. I'm just going to go to the bathroom. So he goes back to the house. About 20, 25 minutes later, we start looking at each other and be like, hey, where's Matt? It's a little long for a Duke. He might, should we go check on him? So as we're starting to go back next door, Matt comes over. I'm like, dude, are you all right? He's like, yeah, I kind of passed out in your house. So wait, what's kind of passed out? He goes, well, I was going to the bathroom, and the bathroom's on the left, and I started to feel a little lightheaded, so I turned right to go to the living room, and that's where things went black.
It's called a stroke, brother. Get over it.
Apparently, he woke up on my hardwood floors. The couch was 2 feet further into the room than it was when he fell in there. Matt had what we call, in air quotes, episode.
First episode,
But he came back next door, cracked a beer, and took another little puff.
Fuck yeah, man.
Right?
That's how you got to recover from it.
And
that's why they call it an episode, because that episode's over.
Right. That's right. And that set the bar. So we thought, all right, Matt can hang. So Matt lived nearby for about a year and a half or so, and he would crash at the house more and more often. And there was one morning that I distinctly remember coming downstairs. Matt slept on the couch, and he was sitting in the middle of my living room like he was doing yoga. But not good yoga. It was like
With his
it
eyes
was-
closed.
Like my hip hurts yoga?
it was like you had 15 muscle
I know that
spasms in
yoga.
all different places at once.
Oh yeah, that's called Vitorino yoga. I do it every day. I do it every day.
I was like,
Story yoga.
it looked like he should have been watching TV like a 5-year-old sits and watches TV on the floor. TV was off. So I said,
Wow.
I'm like, dude, are you all right? And without moving his forehead in his hands, he's like, hey, I'm starting to associate your living room with pain.
holy shit. This is like the opening scene to a massively awesome horror movie.
Pain from his own doing. Booze, and then some shots.
Yeah, but you gotta have somebody to blame.
Right? So then I was thinking, you know what? Matt kind of fits in with us. Degenerates that like to party and make bad decisions.
Yeah.
And
that-
then blame rooms for those.
That's right. That's right. Right. I'll blame hardwoods and just a place. Right. So I'm like, all right, let's take this kid to the woods. He can't handle the inside very much. Let's go outside.
Let's go to Maine.
So we went to Maine. Right. And that leads us to Dito. Now, I can't do this story justice. We've heard about Uncle Mike and how, my wife is the best thing that's ever happened, and he could care less if I lived or not. But because I take care of her, he keeps me alive.
Yes.
He lets me live.
That's the only reason.
So we go up to Maine to visit Uncle Mike, and we bring Matt with us because we're thinking.
And this
well,
is
shit.
my Uncle Mike,
Yep.
Uncle Ray's brother,
That should
Uncle
explain
Ray's
enough.
older brother.
Yeah. Right. He was the example for Uncle Ray. Yes. That should tell you enough.
So you thought bringing Matt up there was a good idea. Why?
Because
Who's this?
Matt would be the first one to get taken out and give me an opportunity to
There you
learn.
go.
Yep.
There you go.
It's kind of like when you want the one slow gazelle.
Yeah, exactly.
Because all the mid-range gazelles
weak
will
one.
get away.
Yes, right. So we go up to Maine.
It's all fitting together now.
Yeah. It all makes sense now,
I'm a
right?
little slower.
Makes
I get
sense.
that,
It
but
makes sense now.
It does. Thanks, Mike.
Mike's with
Yeah.
you. We've
It's not
put
just
like
the
3
talking
pieces
that
here.
slow down there.
Yeah. So that brings us to
I'll
Dito.
be taking you out.
Dito's an inanimate object. He's a statue that hangs out on a cliff in Maine overlooking a river.
It's a gargoyle.
It's a gargoyle, right? That you would see in maybe someone's garden or on a church
yeah.
that no one wants to go into now.
Yes.
But
Actually, that's a good point. If there were more gargoyles, more people would go into
sure.
churches. 'Cause
So
they're cool.
so this little gargoyle, it can't be bigger than a basketball, right? Just
No,
hanging
small,
out
yeah.
at the base of a tree overlooking this river in Maine on Uncle Mike's property. And then here comes Matt. So I'm gonna punt it over to Matt to tell us about his relationship with Dito.
Dito was
of
a
bowler.
gift to
No. Stop.
Go, Matt. Go.
Go,
Matt.
You gotta save that.
Yeah.
Go, Matt.
I got to say this, that response time was just blinding.
Matt's sweating right now from doing that so fast.
Yeah, I gotta slow it down a little bit. So sorry for taking so long. I guess it started off on the hammock. Now, in my defense, they put Dito on the edge of a cliff. So, come on. I mean, there's a little bit of that.
I thought about that.
Where he hung out comfortably for years, by the way.
yeah.
All right.
So the fact that it had moss on one side of it and it
Yeah.
blended into the fucking background.
So counterpoint. Well taken. All right. So all right, we'll move on from there. Thanks, Dave. So I get into a hammock. They have these hammocks strung between the trees, and they're great. They're super because you're right there. You see the river. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful spot.
Gorgeous.
I love it. I cannot. I just want to go back. It's such a great spot.
Yeah.
And they had a hammock there, and so they had a couple hammocks there, and so I was in the process of explaining to Rayanne, Dave's wife, how to get in and out of this special hammock. I don't know if it's Brazilian or whatever, because it feels like it goes up your ass.
Yeah, it does.
Brazilian. That's kind of how it works.
I was wondering where you go with the Brazilian thing. Okay, whatever.
It's the only hammock you can find in the Victoria's Secret catalog.
Right. Are you sitting in it or hanging from it? Either way, you're good.
That's great.
So I'm sitting in this Brazilian hammock and explain to Rayanne how they're great because once you get into them, they kind of envelop you in this little cocoon thing, and you can hang and just be like, great, you're relaxed. You can relax. You're not going to fall out of it, right? But the problem is once you're in, you're kind of in.
You're in. Yeah.
And it's tough to get out. Well, I didn't acknowledge that. So I was like, it's not that tough to get out, Ray. Just watch what I do. And Ray is already laughing at this point, and I'm not in on it because I'm a little bit Southern. So
a little bit.
So I'm not in on it, and I'm thinking, why is she laughing? Well, I'm going to show her. I don't know why she's laughing, but she's going to see that it's easy. So I flip my leg over, and the thing tries to roll me out, and then I roll back, and then I roll out again, and before you know it, my foot goes flying to the side a little bit, and I feel a little tap on my foot. And I go, oh, what was that? And I see it. I see it this time. The first time I was like, oh shit! I looked right around, and I see little Dito, who was sitting right below me. Why below a hammock? I don't know, but he was. Yeah. And he had moss on one side, so I'm gonna let that lay.
Yeah.
So he little tap to his noggin, I guess, and he went tumbling down that cliff. Yeah. I mean, it was like, how tall do you think that was?
That's a 50-foot drop to the river.
50-foot drop to the river in a small amount of space. So got a pretty good.
It's not a hill you walk down to the river
climb.
to have a picnic.
It's a horrible place for a hammock.
Right? That's
That's how steep the hill was. It was a horrible
If you get
place
off
for
on
a
the
hammock.
wrong side,
It's
over.
You might not make it.
yeah.
that's where you start to roll the body into the river to get away with things.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, you don't because it goes pretty far. You get a lot of momentum going
Now,
down
now
there.
Matt's downplaying him getting out of the hammock. If you picture like a baby that just learned to walk like a toddler, and put them on a swing and push and then walk away.
Yeah.
That's Matt getting out of this hammock.
You're good at that.
Legs, arms, and they're going in all the wrong directions.
Flailing.
Yeah.
See, I wanna come back on that a little bit just because.
Yeah, we don't have
you
time.
said
We
that,
need to keep this to 3 hours.
but it's too good. It's too good. So I'm gonna let that go because that's pretty descriptive, actually. I'd actually go in a book somewhere. Did I mention I have ADD a little bit? No ADD.
Without
but
the H. Yeah.
Yeah, not yet.
So Dito starts tumbling head over heels and lands. As I'm turning around, I see him stop on a tree. So
About
there's
10 feet.
There's a tree, like
Yeah.
10 feet, not far down the hill,
Yeah.
but still very steep, but not far down. And
Crisis
it just stops,
averted for
and
the
he
most
like
part.
lands like back facing, like looking right back up at me, like, don't do that again.
Yeah.
You lucked out, motherfucker.
That you come get me. So I did. I ran down there. I picked him up. Oh, Dito's fine. All right, we're cool. You know, whatever. Dito's a little gargoyle. Whatever. He's a garden.
Yeah.
A garden.
Concrete gargoyle. But
concrete
that's what they
gargoyle.
explain to you.
Oh no, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. No, they don't explain anything to me yet. I'm thinking it's just a concrete gargoyle that you put in your lawn. Whatever.
That they
do.
named.
Yeah.
Okay, that should have been clue number 1.
Yeah.
I mentioned I'm a little bit southern, so things process a little bit slower. I'm not dumb. I'm not a dumb man.
You're presenting a lot of evidence to the contrary right now.
I make just as much money as you, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm a lot happier being stupider. A little bit slower. It's working all right for me. So,
Focus.
all right, I'm trying.
Butterfly.
I'm trying, and you keep distracting me. So, crisis averted. I think some time passed though. I think we had a drink, we had a beer, we hung out, did whatever.
Yeah.
And so now I'm going to explain to Ray the proper way to do it again.
Yep.
I've had 3 beers. Back to the hammock.
So
Back to the
let me show you. I messed
Dangling
it up.
off this 50-foot cliff.
No.
I messed it up last time, so let me get this straight next time. So we can fast forward a lot of the in betweens. Dave did
Same
a
swinging.
really good explanation of that. So that same thing happened again, and I feel the same on my
Thud.
heel, except it's a little bit harder because I'm flailing trying to
Yeah.
impress Rayanne. And
My wife, by the way.
Yep.
yeah,
For the record, why
Dave's
did you try
wife.
so hard? You look who she married.
Yeah, right? All you had to do was show her the measurements on your pants.
So here's the thing, that kick didn't go.
It was a punt.
All right, fair enough.
We'll call it a
So
punt.
that punt, like kickoff happened.
Yeah.
And it went a little to the right of the tree this time. And it's continued to roll down this 50-foot hill at an increasingly faster pace.
Oh yeah. Like a
Head over
rocket.
heels, like it was going. It was going. And so the
It
whole
was doing
time,
those fast tumbles where it's silently picking up, like
right, like a snowball.
Like the arc gets
Yeah, the
bigger.
arc.
yeah. It's like it's centrifugal force might pull this molecules apart
Yeah.
from this thing fast.
Yeah.
Like it might just explode just because.
So at first the moss was coming off,
Yeah.
and then the rest
Obviously,
of it.
once you got past the tree, the moss started coming off.
Yeah.
So it's gaining momentum. I'm looking down this crevasse and saying, there
That
is
was a crevasse.
it's a crevasse. So
That's
this crevasse-
actually the right word. Leave
and
them
there
alone.
is of course, the river is at the bottom of this thing. So beautiful, beautiful spot. River's at the bottom of it. I'm thinking maybe it will just kind of roll along the sandy beach and kind of slide into the river, and I'll go down, pick it up, and say, wasn't that a fun trip?
Yep.
Maybe this is all going through my mind as I get in like laser focus on this thing, right? So
So over the course of like 5 seconds. all
not
this
even.
happened.
I mean,
Not even.
some of us have been in car wrecks before, so you know what that feels like when you get that moment of focus.
Focus. Yeah.
And it's like you don't remember a lot of it, but sometimes you don't remember a lot of it. Oh, I remember every minute of this.
It's like when Manny sneezes and waits for its heart to start again.
You're so good with the descriptions. Perfect. It's exactly like when Manny sneezes. So picture that. Manny sneezes, you got hyper focus, and in slow motion you see Dito going down the hill. and the whole time hoping that he's going to land in a nice river, in a deep spot of the river, and maybe splash
Little
around a
splash
little
dome.
bit, have some fun, little splash gnome, have a good time. So as I'm hoping for this, it gets near the bottom of the hill, right before the river, and it takes an abrupt turn northward.
like a
It's like
it was insane. Yeah.
and it's like punt. It is a punt, and it goes flying way up. Now it had to hit a rock or something. I don't know what it hit. A piece of something flew off.
The ear just blew
That was
right
the-
off the second it hit.
It looked like a Swiss Olympian doing the giant slalom. This thing hit the bottom and it flew almost to Nova Scotia.
It was the long jump. It was the long jump.
This joke was a long joke. What do they have to be Swiss?
No one's mad at the Swiss.
There you go.
Got something against the Swiss. So it's tumbling through the air, and my eternal optimism is sticking in my head and saying, maybe it'll be a soft landing. I'm hoping it'll be a splash landing in a deep part of the river.
Oh, it was a splash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it splashed. Apparently, it was more height than length. That's what she said. I'm not sure if that works, but I'm gonna stick with it. And it kind of came down really hard, not too far out from the shore, but it came down, and when it hit the water, you heard a little bit of splash and a whole lot of bam,
Yeah.
A lot of shrapnel.
a lot of shrapnel, a lot of
As you
problems.
say, you were looking for one splash, you heard 19.
Yeah. It was one big one, and then a whole lot of. It just made dust down there, apparently. So I decide that Dito has a name for a reason, so I better go down there and figure it out, because apparently Dito means something.
Yes.
And it was made evidently clear by the people that were around me. Two of them in the room right now. Craig and Dave. So they're around me, and Rand's also like, you got to get that fucking thing.
Yeah. I was secretly I was upset but secretly happy because I just moved down to number 2 on the hit list.
Yeah.
Was Mike even there? Was
It
Mike
didn't matter.
It was an immediate drop because we were gonna rat you out.
Yep.
Oh no, I had no camaraderie there at all. It was like, oh, this is my first trip to Maine. By the
I
way.
wasn't taking the brunt for that
No,
one.
your disappearance was my ticket home.
So Dave, that's why Dave invited me onto the show,
That's right.
because I'm now the.
This is just one big confession.
Yeah.
He's my
Really is.
buffer.
Yep. So they made it abundantly clear that I needed to go figure that out, and I was like, no, you got to go a long way. I was like, no, I got to get it now.
You fucking found it. That was the amazing thing.
It took him like an hour
It
almost.
landed in a river.
I went down, but I went down the crevasse.
Yes.
I went down that fucking crevasse.
That's what she said.
You did. You ran down the
Well
hill.
played.
Instead of going the other way and
Straight.
coming around, he went straight down.
Straight line.
committed now.
Yep.
I knew I had a job to do.
Like it was a 2D map, not a topographical
And
map.
if I-
He was
No.
trying to follow the same path.
I wanted to live.
Here's exactly why I went that way. Because I never took my fucking eyes off of
Off
it.
of where it landed. Because it landed in a river full of rocks, the same exact color as the statue. I was like, me and Dave were like, there's no way he's going to
No.
find that. I'm like, that's fucking gone.
It's like trying to find your penny from a wishing fountain.
Yeah.
But that motherfucker found it.
He fucking came up with it. He held it over his head like fucking Simba from the fucking Lion King.
Like he found Moses and put him in the basket.
Yes.
20 damn Ten Commandments.
And he set it down, and we were like, oh, Dito looks a little fucked
Dito's
up.
fucked up.
And he
Yeah,
put his
Dito's
finger up
fucked up.
like, wait. And he reached into his back pocket and pulled out
And
an
pulled
ass
the
cheek.
fucking
An
he
ass
pulled a
cheek.
piece of it.
Yeah.
He had one of the pieces. of
Enough of it so it still resembled Dito.
it. Dito.
Part of an ass cheek and an ear, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
But the best part was, so we went after that whole weekend. They were like, okay. They explained to him that it was my Aunt Michelle's first Mother's Day gift.
And so I'm
First
sitting around
year
the
she was a
campfire.
mother, that was her gift.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting around the campfire. Now my kid's around, and he will play it cool. And like lots of times you won't know when he's kidding and when he's not. You just
Yeah.
kind of got to watch his face, but he's good. He's stone faced. He'll like play it out, and you got to read him. And I couldn't get a read on him.
Yeah.
And he's saying and he goes, it's all right, Matt. The way he said it, he was like, "Don't worry about it, dude. It's not that big a deal. It was just her first. It was just Michelle's first Mother's Day present."
But you can't go off Michelle because she's so like, it's okay, like happy one with
She's
the earth,
fine.
and everything's
yeah.
perfect.
She's like, it's just a thing.
It
no
happened
big
for
deal,
a reason.
right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's a good way to put it. It happened for a reason.
She got bit by a brown recluse spider, had a chunk of her hip removed, and she's like, nature's beautiful. Like, that's Michelle.
Yeah. That's
So I can't get a read off either one of them. So I'm sitting here like, oh yeah, that's good. You know, it's just a garden gnome, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then it's like, and then it kind of became evidently clear, like from the, like right now.
Yeah.
With-
yeah.
The joke
Where it got
continued
kinda
for
like,
3 days.
Yeah.
You're the only one that doesn't know that they're 100% serious.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
You better figure it out pretty fucking quick. And I did figure it out pretty fucking
Yeah,
quick.
he did.
That was the first Mother's Day present
Yep.
that she had ever received, and I just booted it off a cliff into the river.
Twice.
And I shattered its ass.
Essentially, you tried to kill her motherhood twice in one weekend.
First time was not successful, but I am vigilant, if nothing else.
Can I go to bat for the guy though?
No.
Okay, I'm going to bat for Matt because honestly, if you care that much about it, you don't put it where gravity's going to win.
Well, that's
No,
what
no,
Craig's
but
about to go, I think.
Well, that was
and
that was
that's
the
what
thing.
drove home the point that this was really sentimental.
Yes, was so we had a great weekend. We left. We went back the following year.
1
We
year
go
later.
back. 1 year later,
I was
we go
invited back.
and they
Mike didn't know he was coming, though.
Yeah, but So we said we were all driving up there, and we're talking to my Uncle Mike on the phone, telling me, and Matt's here, and this and that. So we get there. Right when we arrive, Dito is in the ground in the same spot. Same exact spot. With 2 pieces of rebar with more rope around it than you could shake a stick.
That's Mike's humor.
It was so strapped to the ground. He literally drove in 2 stakes of rebar and then tied thick, like fucking, like inch
Anchor,
and a half
something
rope.
like you said, like anchor a
rope.
fucking boat. Yeah.
Just like completely surrounded the whole fucking thing.
And it was in the ground, like it wasn't like he just like made it look like it was. No, he must have used like fucking 6-foot rebar or something.
Yeah.
And like hooked it around a rock because it was in there.
That thing was
that thing wasn't going anywhere.
And that thing was strapped down like the Army straps down a tank in the middle of a C-130 to fly it someplace.
Yeah.
It wasn't moving. You need to excavate that hill to get Dito out.
Yep. But no, it was so fucking funny, and that was the whole. That's why I asked if you kicked over any lawn ornaments in Texas.
I mean, I gotta ask. You know, you get there, you see this little spectacle they created for you. I have to ask: did part of you just go challenge accepted?
No,
And you're like your inner Lionel Messi just took over.
I wish I could say yes because that would be the cool answer. Like I'm gonna fucking nail this thing. Time. But I'm not that type of dude. What I thought was, to be honest, was I'm not gonna die this weekend.
Did you get in the hammock?
I did.
Yeah,
get in the
you
hammock.
did.
I did
Yeah,
get in
you
the
were in the
hammock.
hammock, yeah.
did
I
get in
think
the
we
You
all
left on the other side, right?
hammock. I was very careful.
I think we all marveled at a punchline that took a year to tell and was worth it.
Yeah, yeah,
Totally delivered.
It was funny as hell, man.
Yep.
And the whole at the time it wasn't.
No.
Well, I mean, it was funny because I'm like, it's not me. This is so fucking awesome.
30 years of torture. I handed the baton off.
Yeah, I was like, it's not me. This is gonna be fucking great. I'm gonna sit here, eat food, and drink, and nobody's gonna bother me because he kicked the fucking thing off the cliff. I would have to light his dog on fire right now to be fucking in a worse position.
And Craig was like, oh shit, I still smoke.
Yeah.
I want to know how none of you guys ended up off that cliff.
Because Matt punted Dito.
Well, I came close.
Yeah. The first time we went there.
Because
That's right.
Well, that night too, me and Matt were drinking, and well, we were all drinking.
Yeah.
And
You guys
then-
just put
The
in some
whole
extra
weekend
effort.
we were drinking.
Yeah,
That's
and
just
then-
how that weekend goes.
Yeah, and then me and Matt, we took it the next step. Everybody went to bed, and we had a full bottle of Bullet whiskey, and me and Matt were like, "Fuck it, let's drink this bottle of Bullet whiskey." And we were hammered, but we just stood by the fire, and we just kept doing shots.
Well, what
and handing
happened?
it back
Did
and
Matt kick the cap over the
Yeah.
cliff?
Oh, we might as well finish it because I can't close it up again.
Yeah. But we just sat
All right.
there staring at
We'll
it.
do
We
that.
were just laying there, like looking up, because that's one thing about up there too, is the stars, man.
there's
Looking
no
up at the
ambient
sky,
light
there's
anywhere.
No ambient light.
Yeah.
It's fucking gorgeous. So we're just laying there, we're bullshitting, and I'm laying on this log bench, and I just rolled off. Next thing you know, I mean, literally face down in the dirt, like
It was a log split in half. You were laying on the mostly flat side.
Yeah. And it was just, we got fucking hammered that night. It was insane.
So those in the audience have just witnessed Craig say that we got really, really hammered.
Yep.
On
and-
wood.
On wood.
Yep.
And we gazed at the stars together.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
As
That's usually Vermont talk.
Yeah.
As I said in the beginning of the show, I like to keep my options open.
We shot guns.
Not while drinking the Bullet whiskey.
No.
No, that was separate. Totally
that was-
separate.
That would be
occasions.
dangerous. We
that
did
was
that
not-
while drinking beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be smart about these things. Come on, man. Firearms and whiskey don't.
I want you to put in that like NBC The More You Know thing.
Yeah. We were just drinking beer when we were shooting the guns.
Yeah,
There was no whiskey involved.
So that's when we learned that being a southern redneck is no different than being from Maine.
None.
And that's why Matt's
Zero.
here.
Yep.
He fits right in.
It's just a different.
He's a
accent.
southern version of us.
It's just a different accent.
Has anybody ever gotten a better introduction on this show?
No.
No.
The answer is no. The answer is no.
No, but we because we've got all these people down here, we decided instead of doing our normal thing, we'd go back to the hat.
You know, we said we were going to do it more often, and I mean, what better excuse and
Yeah.
reason to do it than this?
It's tough to get everybody on the same page when you have this many people. It's just the hat makes it so much easier.
So, you know,
Not to mention New York excursions too. That makes it
I
a
don't
little
need to go
easier.
into it. I was in New York again. The end.
Yeah.
We've all heard it before. All right, so why are we waiting?
Let's get to the hat.
Let's get to the hat.
Dive in.
I think Matt, as our guest, I'd like you to
Yep.
pick the first topic.
Pick the first one.
What would you be if you could be anything in the world?
Not in this basement.
Believe me, I wish the same
What
thing.
would you be if you could be anything?
That's a real
You
one.
know, a radio co-host that people listen to.
Scarlett Johansson's underwear?
Anything or anyone?
The guy who prepares Mike's business tax forms.
Fuck you.
That's odd. I mean, yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I'm going with.
What about Manny?
Yeah, duck-billed platypus, man.
Duck-
What the hell, man? You get to do whatever. You get to do well. You know, you can swim, you can fly, you can fucking poison shit.
You can look like a
You
duck-billed
can
platypus.
poison
You
shit.
can fly?
Yeah, duck-billed platypus.
Fly?
Yeah, they fly.
They
Sure
barely
they-
walk.
They
No,
fly.
they don't fly.
Manny, hold on.
No.
Manny. They don't fucking fly, dude.
How about you go with being a little
Just
less
let this
drunk?
Come out of what? They fly, man. I'm telling you.
If you throw them,
You're talking about fucking flying squirrels, dude.
First, you get a big tube, a lot of WD-40.
I'm telling you, man, they
You
fly.
stick that fucker in there. The thing is, you don't want them to be too tight.
yeah.
What she said. You get stuck right in the tube, and it just smells like burnt hair.
Oh my God, Manny, what happened to you today?
Oh, I had a bad week.
I know you had a
Never
bad.
mind,
I didn't know it
never
was
mind,
so bad it made you dumb.
Oh, you have no idea.
He's been having bad days for a long time.
Now Manny doesn't want to be a duck-billed platypus because they don't
No,
fly.
not again. I don't want to be.
Take it back. I want to be a unicorn. Stupid planet.
Well, at least the poop, man. It looks good.
He says poop. happy.
I'm so,
Yeah, been tough.
I kind of answered already. I think this was kind of a one and done kind of topic.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So Manny, pick
Manny,
another
pick
one.
one.
Captain
All right,
Personality.
Yeah.
If you could be any animal, what?
If you can make any animal fly.
I want to be an eagle because they can swim.
Fuck you. Oh, geez. What would you rather be stuck with for the rest of your life? A limp biscuit, face tattoo, or Mike's health?
That I fucking smell Dave all over that question. All over it.
I tell you right now, if I had Mike's health, I'd get the face tattoo anyway because I won't be around that long.
Definitely lasting longer.
L-I-V-I-N right there.
Hey.
That's living it up.
I'm going with the face tattoo.
I'm doing better, man. I'm doing better. I'd rather have the face tattoo too, you guys. Really? No.
It also depends where they put like the L and the P in limp.
Or just the
One
word
on
limp.
one on each
No,
thigh.
it's limp.
It just says limp across your forehead and biscuit on the inside of your lip.
It's all the way around your neck, so you can only read like cut and bit.
I don't know if you guys caught this, but I think Manny's already contagious. Mike just referenced his thighs for face tattoo. Craig, scoot your chair to the left.
You're next.
You don't know Craig very well. He'll be over. He'll be next to me in fucking 2 seconds.
Oh, kid.
All right.
Pick one to read. Do you need to get your
Well,
glasses?
nobody else is going to answer that one?
I assumed everybody would get the face tattoo.
That's a good point.
Pretty safe assumption. Pretty solid on that.
This is such an easy question. What is something you would bring back from your youth? For me, it would be hair on my head.
I'm looking around this room. I'm like, we're in Mike's youth with all the dolls and.
I know,
pumpkins and
man. I got
toys.
everything, dude. Hey, fucking, I got to keep your youth.
My original comic book collection.
Wow.
That would be.
Is it a big collection?
Oh yeah.
There's 3
And-
comic books.
Yeah. No, it was.
They
It
were
was a
all-
good collection, and it would be worth a hell of a lot of money right now.
Which is irrelevant because you never sell it.
No, I wouldn't.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
But I
You
could.
could.
But I could. Yeah. I would just pay for insurance on it. Keep it. No, but yeah, that's what I would do.
I don't know what I would do. There's a lot of things. We have rose-colored glasses when it comes to our youth. You remember, we hated it back then. We didn't like being in high school.
Yeah.
And honestly, could
Yeah.
any of us survive high school today?
Oh, yeah. I'll be the fucking dude in the back sleeping all the
Mike,
time.
you can't survive Tuesday.
Oh, it would be great to be back in school. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God.
Leslie, you have to constantly call the administration office. Mike won't be in today.
I don't know, man. Actually, skip me. You gotta come back to me.
We'll come
So
back to you.
This one was mine, and I thought about this. And what stuck out in my mind was mixtapes. You guys remember making mixtapes?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like the time and effort you put in, it meant something. It wasn't 5 minutes making a playlist
No.
Yeah.
on iTunes.
No,
Listening to that same song over and over, and hearing the beginning of a commercial
Right? It
getting
gets so
cut
mad
into
the fucking radio
hell
DJ
yeah.
talked over the last 3 seconds
Yeah,
of the song.
exactly.
Oh, yeah, that cocksucker.
But once you nailed it, man, like that, there was something you put into it. It was I don't
Even
know.
off of CDs, though, getting that perfect space between the two songs.
Yeah.
Even if they weren't the same band and it wasn't off the same album, but you get like the intro from one song and you immediately mix it beautifully in
yeah.
there. There was an art
Oh,
to
yeah.
it. And then when you made the perfect one for a girl, and they like
And they threw
I'm
it
sure
back in
some
your
girls
face.
out there still have them.
Right.
They're just sitting on them, never playing them, but knowing they're there.
And it wasn't just the mixtape; it was the label you'd write out with the songs
yeah.
and the
Yeah.
artist on it.
Yeah.
And you wanted it in a
Inside
certain order
cover.
because in your head you were telling her something with this mixtape.
Shit, I gotta go break out the box of mixtapes.
Yeah.
I want to see what I was thinking when I created some of these. I mean, it was mostly metal for me,
Yeah.
but every now and then you'd make like that love metal tape.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like all the ballads.
I can imagine your mixed fucking metal tapes, man. Because you have a rare metal taste. You like me. You got that rare fucking style. You know, like a lot of rare bands. So
But
I
is
can
it rare?
imagine. Well, like not mainstream shit that a lot of people
A
don't
lot of
listen
underground
to, you know?
stuff. You listen,
But-
not so much underground stuff, but not just
It's
not
enthusiast
mainstream.
stuff. I mean, they're not mainstream bands.
Yeah.
They're not Metallica and Megadeth. I
Right.
like a lot of underground shit, but
Yeah.
I also think that I like a lot of accessible bands. They're just not famous. Like
There
if
you
people
go.
had heard them, that's
Yeah,
what I always
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to do.
yeah.
I'm like, you judge me by my music. Check out this tape. Come back to me tomorrow. Let me know what you think. And I got a lot of positive response from that.
Manny, what about you? Smaller prostate?
Yes. Definitely a smaller prostate.
Out of 6 things, they all started with smaller.
And one with bigger.
There was one that wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, just by virtue of shrinking all the other 5, that
there
6th
you
one
go.
looks huge.
No, what about you?
I don't know. My son has a project in school. He's 15, and he came to me. He goes, "Dad, you think it's harder now? Well, back when you were my age." And I was like, "I think it's harder now. I think it's harder for them now." I think that things are a lot easier when we were kids. There was less distractions for one thing.
The
It's the
world,
same-
You know what I
the
mean?
world
It
was
was-
just
it was
as
sim-
dangerous
yeah,
then.
Oh no,
Exactly.
everything
But we
was
weren't
there.
aware
I'm
of
not talking about dangers or anything. I'm talking about the simplicity of things. Things are so
It was slower.
I mean, it was slower. You know what I mean?
The
It's-
Southern kid said things were slow.
I get that. I like things slow.
Zambonis.
He's actually still responding to the first question.
We're still doing introductions, right? Thank you.
But yeah, we were just talking. You know, he was asking me about it. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's probably tougher for you. I really do.
I think it would be like. I think it's pretty much the same. It's just different. You know, different.
Well, they're
it-
used to it
it's
now.
different
so this
things
is
you
what
gotta-
this is
yeah.
their experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But what would you bring back?
What would I bring back?
Bell
Fucking-
bottoms.
My 69 Firebird.
Oh yeah, that's
I
nice.
love
That was a
that
nice
bike,
car.
yeah.
There you go. That's something to bring back. How about you, Matt?
I don't think I'm going to say I'm going to bring back my 91 Mazda 626. Although I beat the shit out of that car.
Armadillo.
Armadillo took it out.
Practically no. No, it was a deer. No, it wasn't a deer. Anyway.
A flying duck-billed platypus.
Shut the fuck up.
Went right through the windshield. It was awful. It was blood and beaks and feathers. I don't know what
It's the only puss that's ever been on that car.
I hate cleaning platypus shit off the hood of my car.
Even farmers insurance wouldn't pay for that. And they cover everything. Down. Wait a minute. No, they don't fly. They don't fly.
No, but right beforehand.
Yeah.
There it goes.
So what'd you bring back, Matt?
Am I bringing back an item? I like to bring back a moment.
All right, well, let's go sappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go sappy.
What's your moment?
My moment is when I was a kid, I used to play in the creek down at the bottom of our hill and catch like crawfish and stuff like
That's a
that.
stream for
That's
those of you who
a
live
crick.
north.
Or-
Creek.
It was a crick, in case you're not familiar with it. Was down in the holler.
yeah.
Did you play with
Down
them
the
or did
holler.
you eat them?
Both.
Or if you're from
Nice.
Fall River, it's called the body dump.
Yep.
Yeah, downstream.
Anyway,
Don't be downstream.
so your moment.
Yeah, so just hanging out down there all afternoon and not having to worry about anything and just listening to the creek and playing.
That's awesome,
You
man.
know.
Yeah.
And the one
Just
moment,
I mean, I was just a little kid. I'm
Yeah.
picking up rocks and checking stuff
Exploring,
underneath it.
checking
and just
stuff
go
out.
walking
Yeah.
through the woods. I had the whole afternoon.
That's
My parents
cool.
were like, go. We had 25 acres. It was great.
Yeah.
It
No,
was
that's
great.
awesome. Man.
I just think the one moment he'd like to forget permanently was that time he got diagnosed as hyperactive.
I can't forget that.
It's a slow process. You're still trying to forget it.
I have attention deficit disorder. but they left the H out.
This is going to be a great fucking night. I'm really excited. I'm waiting for the beers to kick in over there. You know, I still don't have an answer. I really don't think life was better back then. I think, if anything, it's just that overall sense of, like, I'm not responsible for what's going on in the world. I feel like a tremendous amount of responsibility in trying to explain things to my kids. And I don't want to have to do that anymore. So,
Yeah.
if anything, I'd bring back innocence. Can we call it that and be done with it?
All
Get
right.
all, like, deep and shit.
I'd like-
Come on, can we get it like a dick joke?
Bring back
topic
the
in here?
innocence.
Yeah. It's good.
Manny.
Back to Manny.
We
We did have a prostate joke in there.
Fucking street hockey. That would be awesome.
One Manny told me about a dick-billed platypus.
No, they fly, really.
Best sci-fi film in the last 20 years.
Craig.
I think I just watched it.
What?
There was a movie with Amy Adams called The Arrival.
I haven't seen it yet.
And
Yeah,
It's
I did
good.
see it.
it actually made
I
me
want to say
think,
best. It was good though.
and it was badass.
It was
I can't
good.
Even, basically, aliens come, 9 ships all around the world, and they show up, and they're trying to communicate. So they actually get Amy Adams, who's like this interpreter, and she understands ancient languages, and she teaches at a college. They bring her in because she is the foremost expert, kind of like Bruce Willis was about drilling. You know, another one of my top 10.
Yeah, she's a linguist and they bring her in.
Did you watch it, Craig? You watched it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
And
I've
she
seen it
did
too.
a great job eventually connecting with this. Of course, the military takes things into their own hands and they start lighting bombs. And what it teaches, I don't want to spoil it, but basically they teach her that the way we think of things in a certain pattern isn't the way the universe works. And so they're coming to teach us how to communicate through time because they are going to need our help in 3,000 years.
Yes.
And so it was a really, really cool concept and surprisingly subtle. There were no major threats. There was no looming anything. It was all very nonviolent, but it was really trippy. It was cool.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
I haven't seen it.
That's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I saw
Yeah, it is. It's good. I liked it.
So for me, I think I'd have to go with Inception. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Christopher Nolan movie.
That was good.
Chris, yeah.
Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio.
awesome
Basically
movie.
break into dreams to
Awesome
steal thoughts.
movie, dude.
It was.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Just
so
the-
complex
The
and
visuals,
clever.
man, were unbelievable. in
Yeah,
that movie.
I can watch anytime it's on. I can watch it and still enjoy it.
Great
It's just-
story too.
Yeah,
definitely.
a lot of great actors playing off each other. Nolan uses a lot of the same actors in his movies, but the way he tells his story keeps you interested, and it's so deep and complex, but easy to follow somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be my pick. It's not a traditional sci-fi. It's a little
No,
off,
I know.
you know what I mean.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's,
It is
it's just
sci-fi.
far enough into that realm of it's not something that we can do right now. But
Yep.
it's not this crazy setting.
Yeah.
But it could happen today with certain technology, I guess.
Yeah. I see. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, it is a good movie. That is good.
What do you got, Matt?
I'm gonna go with Varsity Blues.
20 years.
Varsity Blue.
All those Texan kids graduating on time, that's science fiction right there.
Are you kidding me? That shit ain't real. Those are actors. That don't happen. That don't happen. God, come on now.
What about you, Manny?
I don't know. Does Fifth Element make the cut?
Fucking awesome.
But the
That's
only-
1997.
That's
That was my
awesome.
first choice.
That's I was.
It's just
man.
outside that realm.
Yeah,
It
that's
was-
that.
Love
that,
it.
that
I was
movie
just thinking
I probably
that.
watched
Fucking love
20,
that movie. No
30,
doubt.
40, 50, 60, 70 times.
Easily.
I don't know. Every
Yeah.
time it's on, I'll sit there and watch
I
it.
absolutely despise that movie, but I feel like I got to watch it again. now.
Fucking love that movie,
It's
dude.
it's such a great movie. I love
love
that
it.
movie.
Me too.
I'm the same way. I will watch it every time. If I turn on the TV and it's on, it stays on
even
that
if,
channel.
even if
and I
there's
watch
like
it.
15 minutes left.
Yes.
I'll
Yes,
watch it.
absolutely.
It's
Yep.
so
It's just
out
so
there,
awesome.
over the top,
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
I
one of
just
those
love-
like the more you watch it, the more you get, the more little
I don't
subtleties. in
wanna
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you know who the Brad? You've never seen it?
No, well, I've seen it once. And
You
I
know who
hated
the?
it.
You remember the president, right? Who the president who
It's
played the
Debo.
president?
Yeah.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
I just remember hating Chris Tucker and being angry at my girlfriend for
Oh,
making me
that's right,
take her
Chris
to this
Tucker.
steamy pile of shit.
Well, yeah.
He was
Chris,
funny.
Chris Tucker, but
I
I
love
mean,
Chris
he was
Tucker,
great,
though. He's
though, in
funny.
this.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was.
funny as shit.
He was
It's-
funny.
I just
It was
like
a bit part, and that's what it
call.
needs to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
call.
Exactly.
That's it.
A lot of there were a lot of one-time actors. Would shit.
A lot of that guy's in there.
That guy's in there.
I do like the that guy.
A lot of that guys in that movie.
There
Mila
was but a lot
Jovovich.
of.
Don't forget Mila Jovovich.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Can't forget Mila Jovovich.
But I mean,
Good
yeah,
movie.
some of those that guys actually started becoming more popular.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, at the time they were that guys, and now they're not.
We wanted to do a show about that guys, and we never did it.
No, we didn't.
And I feel like we should go back and revisit.
We should.
this.
Yeah.
We got to look that. We got to
Because
do that.
some of them have become big names. You got a guy like Jeffrey Tambor, who always played the angry neighbor, the angry business owner on Three's Company. I think he had like 9 different roles on Three's Company, all of them trying to do something that gets in Jack's way.
Yeah.
You know, and again, there's misunderstandings and hijinks ensue.
Of course.
And it's a wonderful, wonderful time. All of a sudden, he's starring as a transsexual on Amazon on that show, Transparent, it's called.
Yeah.
and and he's good. I watched a few episodes of it. I didn't like the show.
He's on Arrested Development.
Yeah,
He was the father on Arrested Development, and he's had some big roles in other stuff too.
well, yeah, but
since then.
But can you imagine being that guy in the '70s?
Yeah.
and early '80s, and out of nowhere, you're like a star of an Amazon show, a very
30
forward-thinking
years
show.
later, yeah.
When
Yeah.
most people would have tapped out of Hollywood, they
Yeah.
stuck with it. You know.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll save it for that episode, but definitely we got to do. We'll call Matt in because something tells me he's got something to add to that too.
See me,
What we're talking about right now.
my answer's obvious. I'm good. I have to go with the big Empire Strikes Back. I have to do it.
20 years. 20 years. Mike, 20
Oh, the
years.
last 20 years?
That's what I
Oh,
said. I
sorry.
didn't even
Wait a
make the
minute.
cut, really.
Wait a
It'd be
minute.
like the,
The last 20
the
years.
remake of Empire Strikes Back, the re-release.
In
of
all
Empire Strikes
fairness,
Where have I
it's
been?
still 1986 for
All
Mike.
right, last 20 years. I don't know the name of the movie, but Craig knows it. It's fucking Christian Bale. Fucking the one where they got to take those capsules all the time. Fucking.
Fucking.
Yes. I'm sorry.
That fucking movie.
I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Awesome
I know
movie,
exactly
love
what you're talking about.
Sean Bean's in it. Sean Bean, the guy that. There was
Yeah.
I know the movie you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You mean
oh,
Limitless?
you loved
These-
it so
these-
much you don't know the name of this.
No, but
thing.
the pills they kind of erase their emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody's
I know the movie. Yeah, that
emotionless.
was
Yeah.
good. Shit.
Can't think of the name of it
I'm
either.
sorry, guys.
It's called Manny.
I feel for you.
There was flying duck-billed platypuses in it. It was crazy.
It's all kinds of crazy shit like that. Oh, yeah.
I'm just glad Manny's here because I'm not the monotone one tonight.
No, it's tough for me. It's a tough call because there's so many. I mean, that's my genre. That's
Yeah,
what
no
I
doubt.
love. So it's tough for me to say that because, and then not only that, I'm a huge fan of bad sci-fi movies, and some of them to me are better than the good ones. You know?
So like what? What would be a good bad sci-fi movie? Forget the question for a minute.
A good,
Yeah.
bad sci-fi movie. I love
I
that
mean,
question.
oh shit.
We could do a whole episode on just good bad movies.
Well,
Yeah.
that was a segment that we've introduced and completely shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's something to keep in mind.
That's something we
Would
got to
that be the
keep
point?
rolling forward with that. But you know what? I would say, to be honest with you, one of my favorite movies in a long time was Rogue One. I thought was
Yeah, it was-
fantastic.
That was my second pick
Because-
after Fifth Element.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Can't pick any of those.
Right.
And
Unless you're Mike.
Because you're
and
not stupid. Like
a lot of the
Brady.
new ones are good. I enjoyed them all, but they weren't,
Yeah.
crazy, fucking great movies. But Rogue One was to me. I thought it was
because
really
it was.
good.
I think it was. They did it well, but they tied it into the original plot very loosely.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the point. It,
Yeah.
it was about
was-
more like
And the acting was really
low-leveled
good.
characters.
The acting
It was his
done
own
well.
story
going
with
on?
new characters, like Mike said. Yeah.
They wrote a war movie.
Yeah.
They wrote
Right.
a spy movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And they
yeah,
did
yeah.
a phenomenal job taking a very old template and applying it to the Star Wars universe, and they retrofitted better than any of the prequels ever did.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
A lot of Star Wars movies do that though. They take that old style of writing and shit. And well, what's his name did it all the time.
Well, yeah, the original ones were, I mean, the space westerns. But,
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know?
Fucking-
But yeah. But that's
That's a
I
good
guess that's what I would go with. That's because, like I said, it's still tough though because there's so many other ones
Yeah.
that I just on in my head bouncing around right now, but I
Tuesday
can't.
when you're editing, you'll be like, "Oh, I
Oh
should've said
yeah,
this."
yeah, exactly. And then after that, I'll be like, oh, I should have said that. I
Yeah,
should've
and then
said-
you hear that awkward dubbing. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I really think I like The Last Jedi.
yeah,
Put a fan in the background.
All right, I guess it's my turn.
yeah.
Let's pick up this party a little bit, guys. We're all feeding off low energy.
So Manny,
Not a word.
I was gonna say,
Fix
sorry,
your-
I brought Matt.
Brad.
All right, this brings us right to this weekend.
You hit your mic there.
Equilibrium, by the way, is the name of that movie.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
equilibrium. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Yep.
Vikings.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Okay, so this is all coming out anyway, so I'll just start here. All right, this one's really appropriate for the weekend. Some say Tom Brady made a deal with the devil. What do we think?
For sure.
I don't think he made a deal. I think he is.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know. I think Belichick may
Yeah.
be the devil, and like Brady sits on the chair like just below him, maybe. Keeping the fire warm.
I don't understand the hate for Tom Brady. All joking aside, do you know why it's real easy to hate everybody at the top?
Yeah.
The man just continues to defy logic. Do I think he should have retired? We covered this a few weeks ago. Yes.
Yeah.
You had the greatest Super Bowl comeback in the history of football.
Call it.
Done.
Period.
Maybe.
Go out on the highest horse possible. But he just really has this 45 number in his head.
Yeah.
And another trophy to boot. And he's got a damn good chance because I don't think the Rams are ready.
You're right.
I don't
Totally
think they're
Stop
ready.
hating on Tom Brady. The man wins because he's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to say that a lot of quarterbacks would have been just as good. Like, say they took Roethlisberger, just on a whim, and he had that same level of blocking. Roethlisberger would probably do very well.
He would do well, but he wouldn't be.
But
where
this
Tom Brady
system,
is.
the way the team rallies around him, the way they support their quarterback, it's unheard of in modern sports.
Yeah.
I hate the bastard. I'll tell you right now. Right
But
up.
why?
Because I'm a Steelers.
Because he
fan.
always beats your team.
Yes.
That's
Well,
why.
not
Yeah.
last time we
Yeah.
beat you. But
Represent
anyway.
one regular season game.
Hey, that's all I got, man. But the motherfucker takes care of his body like a bastard. He's freaking incredible when it comes to fucking training and shit. That's what happens, man. You know,
wor-
all
he
these
works-
other
he works
quarterbacks-
hard.
All these other quarterbacks, they'll win a Super Bowl, they'll win 2, whatever, and they're like, "Hey, I'm great," and they'll just chill out. Him, it's all about fucking football.
Yeah,
everything
he
is
works
freaking
hard.
football.
And I can't even
And he
say that
deserves
it's the
it.
same cast of characters. He's had a revolving door of linemen.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're just
Yep.
well-trained
Right.
teams.
The
Right.
only consistency is him and Belichick.
And Belichick, and
That's
that's
it.
that's pretty much what you need.
I don't
man.
even think they're friendly anymore. I just
don't-
think
they
that
don't
they're
have to
such
be.
good business partners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they know
Have
each
to
other
be.
so well. Yeah, it's like, all right, we're
that's-
gonna do this, and that's it.
And that's my thing with them at this point. I'm rooting for him on Sunday because to be honest with you, I want to see him get that 6th ring.
I don't want to see Manny
I do.
cry.
Like honestly, you want to be like later in your years and be like, I remember seeing this guy win this and do this.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
It's something you could pause. Yeah,
Screw that.
that we might not see in our lifetime.
Mike's like, screw that. You remember Terry Bradshaw?
Mike tapped out at Bubby Brister.
No, see, you want to talk about people? All Steelers fans talk
Yeah.
about how great that team was. Yeah, that's the thing. The team was great.
Talk about
and it
the
was
team.
always that those 4 Super Bowls they won back then had the same players.
Yeah.
all 4 Super
Right.
Bowls.
Yeah.
They lost some here and there. Tom Brady has done it with friggin'
everybody.
with everyone.
I think that's a difference in the way football's portrayed now, because that everyone refers to the steel curtain, defense.
Yeah, it was defense.
Now it's all about the quarterbacks.
Right.
But I think part of it is the way Tom Brady started his career. He came in as a backup off the bench for a
yeah,
quarterback
yes.
and won a fucking Super Bowl.
yeah.
So the rest of the team's like, holy shit, this guy's for real.
He wasn't
Yep.
even that age. Drew Bledsoe still had plenty of good life in
He
it.
did.
No,
He
no.
went out to
He
go to
just-
Buffalo and Dallas and shit the bed there. But no,
Yeah.
he was a good quarterback, Bledsoe.
Yeah,
but
but
that's
what,
how he
but
did
what
it
did
that first year.
Belichick do? Most coaches would sit his ass down and put fucking what's his name in after he
Belichick
got,
back
after he
in,
got hurt.
which,
You know
which
what
would
I'm
have been the
saying?
right thing to do.
It would have been
Because you should never lose your job over
Would
an
it be
injury.
the right thing
You know what
to
I mean?
do?
So
You
it
should
was
never-
not the right thing to do.
should-
But
but did he-
Belichick being Belichick,
But he did the right thing.
No, he did the right thing, but it wasn't the right thing at that time. At that time, he was the first one.
He didn't lose his job
He
over
lost
an injury.
his job
No.
over. No, he didn't. No,
He lost his job over performance.
right. Yeah,
He
but
got injured,
but
which
listen,
gave an
It
opportunity
was
for
an
Tom Brady to
opportunity.
step
Right.
in and then
Right.
outperform him.
But
Yep.
that's the first time
Bottom
that's ever
line.
happened in the NFL.
No
Look back at
fucking
it.
way.
No,
No
no,
way.
no
That's happened
starting
so many
quarterback
times.
ever lost it. He was playing fine. Bledsoe was playing fine.
Yeah,
He
I
got
mean, he was
hurt.
a guy with great numbers, but
That's
he was
the thing.
could never finish.
Bledsoe put up great numbers, but couldn't get him to that.
Right.
next.
Yeah.
But what you're not thinking is the finances. There's a big difference between paying fucking $20 million at that time.
Oh,
He was a $6 million man,
no
Bledsoe at the
question
time,
that Kraft
and
has
Brady
had a
was
lot to
making
do with it.
$120,000. So what did that do by him shipping Bledsoe out?
$20,000.
It freed up freaking $6 million to freaking beef up the defense that help them get on the run that they got on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Get better
Their
players
defense, their first
to
2 or 3
spread the
Super
wealth.
Bowls.
And that's what it was all about.
All right, so we know the secret sauce to get Manny going. All right.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody just pulled the chain.
Donuts.
man.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
going, that's good. So not a deal with the devil is what you're saying?
What's that?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Thanks for coming,
There's no
Manny.
deal.
We'll send you a letter.
I think we know your
Belichick's
answer
the
here,
man.
buddy.
I don't think he made a deal. I think things just worked out the way they did.
Yep.
He just,
It
he just
was
works hard.
The right people at the right time. And once he realized he could be that level, and he's taken himself there. He maintains it. This
So
point.
maybe
He's
actually, and you
lucky
could be good.
Right.
Actually, you could say he didn't make a deal with the devil because he never left the team for more money. He actually took.
He's restructured his contract to get other players to come in.
Yeah,
Well, he
exactly.
also insures an 8-figure payday for most
Fair
of the
enough.
rest of his natural life.
That's
well,
right.
yeah,
That's-
exactly. And he's married to a gorgeous woman who makes
don't give two
millions
shits about
upon
money.
millions of dollars as
The
well.
way I see it.
So
I feel like if we fucked her, our dicks would fall off because she just frees him. I don't see her as
She is cold-hearted
cold
bitch.
and I don't
Yeah.
think she's attractive.
She's not.
Matt, are you Cowboys
How did
fan?
that happen?
I really could care less. All I can think about right now is how this seat feels like a church pew.
Probably
So
smells like one
that's
too.
where I land on the Tom Brady.
That's how Mike gets most of his guests to kneel in front of him.
I have a high
Bless you,
threshold,
son.
by the way.
threshold.
Of course, most of Mike's guests in that chair, their feet don't touch the floor.
Now you know why all the toys. Now you know why I got all the toys around.
I wonder. It's like there's no little ones around here. It's just a lot of toys.
Most people have
getting
sex
a
to
little
Barry
creepy.
White. Mike's music is like the ice cream truck.
This is
Wheels
song
on
to
the
Barney.
bus. Pee Wee's Playhouse.
I love you. You love me.
Why do you have a deadbolt on that door anyway?
You'll find out when everybody else leaves.
Why are there scratches on the other side?
That's so weird. It's only on one side.
That's the dog. It's definitely the dog.
Oh my god.
I was
guys
waiting
wanna
for
play
the
with
night
some
to turn that
Play-Doh?
way. Yeah, I'm feeling good now.
All right, let's see what else is in this hat. All right, name something that drives you absolutely fucking crazy, even though it has no impact on your life whatsoever.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay. So,
good.
yeah, let's reserve an hour of
Yeah,
hard
right.
discussion. This is going to be good.
This episode's gonna go for a while.
That's a rough one.
All right, I think Matt should lead us off.
Yeah.
I think we need a jolt.
All right.
I think we need a jolt.
We need a jolt.
My
So-
answer is this southern accent. That's what's driving me absolutely fucking crazy. No.
All right, then. Well, I'll just turn it up for you. If you're going to play it like that, I'll play it like that. All right, no problem, Dave. I'd say
Three-syllable word.
it does, doesn't it? All right. What? Don't hit me.
J.
I'm a peaceful
Davey.
man, and you're over here abusing my arm.
Oh my god.
All right. Anyway, back to it. I will have to say one of the things that drives me insane, but does not impact my life whatsoever, is you see these hoopty cars going around with 26-inch rims, and it makes it so their car's undrivable.
Yeah.
And they're all over the road, and it's just
With the fucking exhausts that make it sound like a moped.
it's like the coffee can thing going on.
Yeah, but see that affects
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I fucking hate that.
And then this just shows how old I'm getting, so that's fine. But whatever.
You're young in this room.
All right, well, so be it. Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. As he looks around.
Appreciate that, Mike.
table, no
I'll
problem,
concentrate
man,
over
no
there. I'll enjoy my facial tattoo. So and when it's bumping in the car so loud that it's vibrating your rear view mirror. Yeah, I don't care what kind of music it is. It isn't about that. It's about
Obnoxious.
you're not the
loud.
only person on the face of this earth.
that's listening to music right
Yeah,
now.
but
Yeah.
that affects you. Something that doesn't affect you. That affects me. 'Cause
No.
every
All
time
right,
they go
so
by my house, I just want to.
then I'll stick with part A.
All right. No, because every time fucking I hear that shit going down the street in my house, I just want to grab my rifle and fucking.
I thought you were gonna say you shit your pants.
yeah, right.
Yeah, what about the people driving by your house and your house is bouncing?
Oh fuck, that's different.
That's
I live here.
You should stop living in a carnival.
My house has wheels, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Bad shocks.
The leaf springs on his house went.
It keeps my options open.
Yeah.
I don't even know what voice I'm doing anymore. I'm gonna have to figure it out
God.
somewhere along the way.
I love this kid.
What about you, Manny?
God, I don't know. Everything.
Right? Exactly.
Come back. Go ahead, Mike. Come back to me. I got to think about this.
Go ahead, Craig.
People walking slow
Yeah.
drives me fucking insane. When I see people walking like at an extremely slow pace, I just want to get out and fucking push them over.
Craig,
I just want to fucking walk up to them and just knock them over. It's like,
Craig,
why?
can I interject something?
Yeah.
When do you walk for pleasure? Never.
No.
So when these people are walking slow, it's usually because you got somewhere to go and you're doing something.
No, I'm not saying that I'm behind them or anything. If I'm driving down the street and I see a person walking down the sidewalk and they're walking like a fucking snail, I want to run them over my truck.
I dealt with this all week in New York.
I'm telling you, it drives me fucking nuts.
In New York City, you get this all the time because they always put me in Times Square, so it's all tourists. And they all walk like arm in arm, 5 wide, blocking the entire fucking sidewalk.
yeah.
And what's worse is that now they've got these bike lanes on all the major roads. So now if you
Yeah.
even step off the curb, there's a good chance you're getting clipped by some bike messenger.
yeah.
And so you really have no choice unless you say, excuse me, and then if it happens to be a family of a particular descent, then you're being racist on top of it.
Yeah.
There are no wins in New York City doing that.
Yeah.
So you just try to find side streets and you try to avoid them, you know?
Yeah.
But what you just described is way more irrational.
Yeah.
A little bit
you
insane.
said doesn't
actually.
affect me at all. It
A
doesn't
little bit
affect me.
insane.
It just drives me fucking crazy.
I have to agree with you. I'm with
That
you.
is-
that's pretty good.
crazy.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Nothing worse being stuck behind like 3 people walking shoulder to shoulder, and you just want to
Yep.
fucking get by them.
Oh,
Not that you have any place to go, but you just can't.
it's like why? Why are you walking like that? It's fucking no. You got no motivation. Just fucking pick up your feet. Fucking let's go.
It's like going to the grocery store and someone just like stops in the aisle, puts their cart perpendicular, like the fucking Austin Powers trying to back out of a hallway.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Coming through.
Yeah, that actually, you guys are coming up with some really good. I'm just apparently a very angry guy because all of this pisses me off.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way.
The trick is
Do you know
doesn't
what? Even
affect-
Manny's non-answer pisses me off because indecision is one of my.
I was very decisive.
He's still shaking his head no. I don't know.
I fucking hate everything. Let me tell you.
No, I mean that's same thing. Television commercials, they don't have effect on me, but if there's some, my wife will be like, "What is wrong?" Because I'll literally fucking scream at my television.
And that's actually my answer. Commercials is my answer, but not specific ones. I hate when companies that are about fun products like beer suddenly decide to use a big audience as a platform. We talked about this last week with the Gillette thing. But it made me realize Budweiser is just as fucking
bad.
guilty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, the 9/11 thing notwithstanding, they did a good job with that.
That was cool. That was
And
that was an
was
homage.
different.
More,
That was a human.
that was a
moment.
human
It
moment.
has
Yeah.
nothing to do with advertising.
But I hate at the Christmas when they show a bunch of families getting together and like they're all sharing Budweisers. In reality, a Budweiser family end up like they're beating each other with the empty bottles by the end of the night.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then they're fucking their women with them right after. Yeah. You know, it's just,
it's called Live PD. You can watch it on
It takes place in Florida.
you know,
Wasn't it taking place up in Cranston recently?
Was
West
it?
Cranston? Oh,
West Warwick.
West Warwick.
which
Really?
makes sense.
That's great. Yeah,
I had
that
no
makes
idea.
sense.
You're being serious.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do Live PD in
That's
West
like the
Warwick.
Florida
that
of
too.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, it is.
That needs to be on a plaque, it's like on the wall here. West
I'd
Warwick
love
is
it
the
if their
Florida of
band-
Rhode Island.
The Florida of Rhode Island. Now entering West
Early contender for line of the night. Absolutely. I think
we gotta meet that song.
I would love to see the Live PD van run into the Taps van from Ghost Hunters. Just have them fight it out. He murdered him. Where's the ghost?
Where's the
What was that?
That was Manny having an idea.
Oh shit.
So for me, what spawned this was watching the goddamn Screen Actors Guilds Award the other night. I hate fucking award shows.
Yeah.
Hate them.
Yeah.
No bearing on my life. But when I'm changing channels and I see an auditorium full of rich, famous people kissing each other's ass, celebrating how rich and famous they are, I get fucking angry.
Yeah.
I fucking hear you.
Right?
man.
Like I'm eating unheated SpaghettiOs and these fucking assholes
Out of a
Sitting around fucking
nonetheless.
Wait, hold on.
auditoriums.
We got to circle back here.
I love
Yeah.
cold
Hey,
spaghetti.
what happened in your life recently that you're eating unheated spaghettios? I know you got them in the house because you got kids, right?
It's a choice. It's choice. It's a choice.
Please explain what you just said. Oh, there's the mic. Fuck it.
Ain't got no time for that.
we were out of ramen.
I've actually had some of Ray Ann's cooking.
Cold spaghettios it is.
Looks like I'm eating at Craig's for the next 3 weeks.
Greg, you better
spaghetti.
stock up on the spaghettios.
Dave calls me every once in a while. You got any delicious Triscuit crackers? And,
What's left in Sasha's bowl? It just infuriates me though. These award shows.
yeah.
I don't get it, man. I don't get. They did such a. I'm so thankful for all these people that made this possible. You fucking pretended for 3 hours. Yeah. You pretended. I do it every day. I pretend to enjoy my job every day.
Yep. With
Suck
a
it up,
smile, and
right?
you're doing a good job.
You don't see Matt and I standing up on a webcast for a whole company like, hey, trainer of the year. Like, no.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen?
That's because you suck at what you
Damn
do.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks
It's
for coming, Matt.
all that is, if you ask me, all it is to keep those people relevant. And
Yeah.
to keep the industry relevant.
It's
like
the industry.
well, the industry is going to be relevant no matter
work
what. But what
together.
I'm saying is it's keeping these people in
I-
the spotlight.
It's the most masturbatory thing out there.
Yeah.
Hi, we're already rich and famous, but let's celebrate being rich and famous.
Yeah.
It's like the giant fuck you everybody else in America awards.
Yeah, yeah.
And in that case, they're all winners.
And let us spit out political ideals and and all this stuff on the stage and make statements.
It's made me hate Robert
You know?
De Niro.
Yeah.
I used to love Robert De Niro.
I did too.
And you know what? I don't disagree with his sentiments, but how he's choosing to go about
But yeah, it's
coming out and
just-
saying
it's like
fuck
a-
Trump on stage.
It's like a
Fuck
fucking.
that guy.
What do you- you're just as bad as he is. You're acting like a 12-year-old kid,
Yeah.
like a schoolyard kid. So shut the fuck up.
I'm still waiting for Alec Baldwin to move to Canada because George Bush got elected.
Yeah.
I know, right?
did say
Stop.
that,
When the
didn't he?
fuck's
Yeah.
he leaving?
He
But
did.
sorry, I cut
God
you
damn
off.
it.
What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
No, I agree. Fucking none of them should fucking put any political bullshit out there. I mean,
they're going to do it. They have the platform.
because they have
but-
the platform. I mean, I don't blame them because we would do the same thing.
Well, you know-
right? If we were fucking like big time.
You know what?
out there.
To me, it would be more realistic for one of them to come out and say something about St. Jude's Hospital.
Yeah,
or
something
breast
that
cancer,
matters.
or
Something that matters.
some Parkinson's disease, or
I wish they
bringing
showed up being
awareness.
human.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I cut you off because that's what I do.
No,
but I really do think if they took a moment and said, "Hey, I'd just like to dedicate this award to a child I met yesterday who's dying of cancer," and make it real, and show that they're actually out there, and
Yeah.
doing things and taking advantage of their celebrity, then I'd allow you to have all the platform
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
But to rehash what most of America already thinks is not only redundant, it's tone
Yeah,
deaf.
and a lot of them do. Even Johnny Depp, who's a douchebag,
Fucking weirdo.
right?
Yeah,
But he does things like he always keeps the Jack Sparrow costume on
pop
him
into
when he
hospitals.
travels, and he pops into hospitals when he
Yeah.
visits towns. He goes to the children's hospitals, and he goes in dressed as Jack Sparrow, and that's really cool. That is fucking awesome.
And what
I
you don't
wish-
see is he pops into the bar. He's like, hey, I'm Jack Sparrow. Give me some rum.
Yeah, yeah.
He's been waiting to do that impression for 6 episodes.
Yeah.
6 episodes. I've been waiting for that for 7 years.
He practices it in the mirror nightly.
Don't ask how Matt knows
in the
that.
nude.
Yeah, Mike, it is in the. It is.
nude.
It is in the nude. Yeah, you're right. You're
I
right.
just wish that some kid told Johnny Depp, "Your last movie is accelerating my death."
Oh shit. But anybody else? But so
We got to go back to Manny, right?
Manny, yeah.
Manny copped out.
And he
huh?
had 30 minutes to think about this.
Oh God, things that drive me fucking insane.
He's
have
just
nothing to
thinking
do-
about it
well,
now,
most
isn't
things
he?
that drive me insane do have something to do with me.
Yeah, they affect you,
They
but
affect me. Well, let's see.
Answering questions from a hat.
Well, today, let's see. My hands are fucking black because we've got a guy that works. His name is
Is he walking funny?
His name is First Day Madeira because
First day, Madeira.
because he's been with us for 30 years. But you would think it was his first day on the job every day. So we're putting underlayment in this place, and
Send him out to get donuts. He gets all plain.
so I get him all so I get a couple of cases of polyurethane glue. Listen to this.
Oh, that's good. That's just so good. That's so good.
Back on donuts.
I just think of that. You guys hear that Mulaney skit where he talked about Ice-T being on SIU and he acted like it's his first day every single day? He's like, you mean people get their jollies off of that shit? It's like every episode. I think of that. That's hilarious.
That was John Mulaney, wasn't it?
I think it was John Mulaney. Yeah.
He comes out. He's acting like Ice-T. Literally just showed up in the force, and like you've been here 7 years. Yeah. You have to get used to sex drive.
Eventually.
I'm sorry, man, if I cut you off, but that was a great donut.
That was
bar.
good. That was great.
The guy's a great guy. He's a great guy, right? So I get him for a couple of cases of polyurethane glue. I said, all right, we're gonna glue down all this underlayment, right? So he gets started, and I come back, and he's got fucking glue all over fucking everything. Everything. It's like a bullet in a china shop. Great guy, but there's fucking glue on all the tools. All the tools, nothing had any glue on. There's glue on fucking everything. It's like everywhere. I'm just touching things, and I'm getting glue all over me. I'm like,
See, great story, but it does affect you. But you got glue all over your fucking hands.
No, but I know
and the
what you
shit
mean.
don't come off. You gotta take layers of skin off to get the stuff off.
what
it is.
I actually have a bonus pet peeve now. Yeah, I realize it's got something to do with your people, the Portuguese. What is up with you guys prefacing every statement? Don't get me wrong, I love the kid, but like, I want to murder him by stabbing him in the neck. You know, don't get me wrong, great guy. But if like he actually walked into traffic right now and got beheaded by a semi, I totally wouldn't lose an ounce of sleep. But honestly, good kid.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
With all due respect, he's a fucking asshole. Good kid though.
You know what that is? Because most Portuguese
oxymoron.
people. Most Portuguese people are Christian, so you know you don't want to say something.
It's got
like
nothing
that.
to do with
no,
that.
No, listen,
it
it's a
doesn't do that.
backup plan, man, for when you die.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
God don't see through the line of bullshit.
Because God's like, what about when you said, yeah, but look, I said, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you know, I love the guy.
There was pretext. I mean, come on.
Right.
My
What
my
that
grandmother
is.
was great. Now, I don't want to talk bad about this person.
But
It's like, but here I go.
I've heard that from every Portuguese woman in my family over 50 or 60. I've heard that from every one of them.
see, I don't know what that's like. My grandma was 100% Irish. She was like, "Fuck him, he's an asshole."
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
There you
was
go.
like, Grandma,
And we're there.
that's my dad.
No bush beat.
He came out of you.
No bush beating.
My grandparents were great. They hated each other so much. So my parents got married on St. Patrick's Day. It just happened. My dad's parents got divorced because my grandfather hated my grandpa. Like, hate. Like, he was Norwegian, she was Irish. It goes back thousands of years, apparently, for some reason.
Yeah.
But, like, every St. Patrick's Day, my grandfather's like, stupid fucking holiday. Just go pissed off. And my dad's like, hey, I got married today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't care. Didn't give a shit. But yeah, my grandmother. Yeah, he's an asshole. All right. Super.
Explain to me how they met. Because he was still Norwegian before they got married.
Oh, yeah. I never get that story. I just get all the hate.
I just got all the hate. Oh, shit. Well, all right then. Let's move on.
All right, Manny, pick a topic.
Put on your glasses, loosen your belt, lean forward.
Take a breath. Take another one. And another one.
What fictional character is amazing in their movie, but would be insufferable to deal with in everyday situation?
So this one's it's my first one of the night.
Yeah, I like that.
I like when Craig buries all my shit at the bottom of the hat.
Mix them up.
I walked in,
to me
just
it's
dumped it
easy.
in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Manny, lead. What fictional character would you want to hang out with, like when they're helping you, but not in everyday life?
Someone that would be annoying, and they were great in the movie, but annoying in everyday life.
Oh man, you got to come back to me. Let me think about this. There's a freaking
Is this
bunch
just
Manny, why don't you come back next Friday with all the answers to this Friday's questions?
Like last time.
How about you just email me?
Oh my God.
I'll email you back.
Listen,
I'm going to publish your answers on the corkboard at the nursing home. Size 38 font.
Yeah, Manny would ask a skywriter to slow the fuck down.
Hey, you're
All right,
welcome
Mike.
to
I
come
would
on
have
down
to
to
say
Texas if
fucking
you need some more
Deadpool.
time.
Damn it. That's what I was thinking.
Deadpool.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Fucking genius.
He's the kind of guy. He's like fucking hanging out with you. You're a big douchebag, but you're my friend. I want you on my side. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be around you when you're not on my side. You're a big giant douchebag. But when we agree,
Well, it
no
wasn't
one
about
better to have
disagreeing,
on
though.
your
It was
side.
just about everyday life. Like when Deadpool's not out fighting crime.
He's being a douchebag.
He's still that guy.
As I point to Craig. Yeah, he's definitely still that guy.
All right.
Right? So Craig's like, all right, yeah, I see.
All right,
I see
that's
where
me.
you're going with that. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. Jabba the Hutt. When I'm hanging out with him, when I'm watching him in the movie, he's awesome. But when I'm hanging out with him on the couch in your living room, it's not that
Fuck you.
cool. No, I would say James Bond.
Why?
Oh yeah.
Because to hang out with him every day just would go, I'm
my
a
God,
martini shaking, not stirred. He's a dickhead.
It would drive me
He's
nuts.
a pompous cock.
That is such a good answer, bro.
But in the movies, he's fucking awesome.
yeah,
He's
Phil like
badass.
depends on it.
But when he's not on a mission and he's just hanging out, he's an asshole. He's fucking cock blocking you every 3 seconds.
Yeah, he's banging everything.
You know, he's banging every fucking chick. He's fucking doing this.
He's like at the laundromat. I need it shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Good
Fuck,
answer.
Tommy. And I meant me, not him. Yeah. Terrible joke grenade. Done. I have to stay in the Star Wars universe. I think Luke Skywalker is an insufferable twat.
Oh my
whiny.
He was whiny in the beginning, then he got cocky, and then he got crotchety. At no point was Luke Skywalker ever a likable guy. We rooted for him because he represented something bigger for the Force, but I don't think any one of us wanted him to be like the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping he'd spawn something better, and he didn't. He just sat on an island and got mad at a hot chick showing up out of nowhere.
Drinking fucking green milk out of a titty.
The Last Jedi had almost as much tit as Clash of the Titans. But seriously, if you're alone on an island and a chick shows up saying, "Yeah, here's your lightsaber, hold it for me," you're like, "Woo, insta boner."
Yeah.
And he didn't do that, and so yeah, fuck Luke Skywalker. There you go.
Good ending.
I'm probably going to piss people off, but I'm going to say Forrest Gump.
No, I'm with you.
Oh,
No, I wouldn't want to hang out with him
Like,
either.
this fucking idiot has the
with
dumbest luck and he does the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Right?
with you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like, I don't know. I was thinking about this. My first thought was Deadpool. Like Mike said, I'm like, he would just
was a
be
good one.
busting your balls.
And so your natural second reaction was Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Same thing, really. If you think about it, the only difference is a suit.
Yeah.
They can
it's-
both
no,
fucking
the difference
run
is
pretty well.
intent. Deadpool's trying to pick on you. He's just an idiot. There's only so much stupid you can hang out with.
I don't know, man. I'm hanging in a fucking room with a lot of stupid right now.
Mike,
dude. It's
if you've ever
fucking
wondered
great.
why we only text on Fridays,
One of those guys that he's a fucking dumbass, but everything just falls into his lap.
and I bust my ass all weekend, nothing.
Yeah.
Cold SpaghettiOs.
Also, like, can you imagine just going to a diner with life is like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Jenny.
Would you just shut up about her already?
Shut up about it. She had AIDS. She fucking died. Shut up.
She had AIDS, and then she fucked him anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I want to see the sequel. Like,
Yep.
as far as,
It's called
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
it's called Philadelphia.
We're on the same page for once, Mike. You and I, Mike, we got that one. Yeah. Philadelphia.
and the new leader for Line of the Night goes to.
I'm sorry. That was obvious. That was such low hanging fruit.
Oh, that was fucking perfect.
Way too easy.
That was fucking
So
perfect.
I guess my answer is AIDS.
On that,
Because
Not
age
fun
is
in
being
person.
heroic. It's awesome.
I'll take one for the team.
I love heroic age.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the T-shirts that come out of this show.
Yes.
I love heroic AIDS. I'd wear that to church.
Oh,
Nice
fantastic.
heart logo on. All right, Matt. I believe we.
Yeah.
we're ending.
So
up
what
with you.
fictional character?
Well, that was the question.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little bit offended that you said I was not someone you want to hang around.
Yep. I'm starting to think so.
And Craig, I do love Jenny very much, so don't talk bad about Jenny.
If he wasn't doing the lines, I'd be like, okay, Matt's talking.
Wait, he's saying something at my expense, and you guys are laughing.
Tastes like cigarettes.
And I don't like those cigarettes. They do smell bad.
Nope. I'm gonna go with Owen Wilson.
He's not fictional.
Just go.
Pick,
Yeah, he
pick
is.
any character in any
sir.
movie that he has played.
He's that guy.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's funny in a movie for 2 hours or an hour and a half. Can you imagine living with
Barely.
Owen Wilson?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying because he's a character. It's the same character in every fucking
Yeah.
movie.
because that's him. That's
Yeah.
how he is.
And I like some of his movies. I really do. I like
Oh,
his sense
yeah.
of humor and everything. I wouldn't want to live with it. It'd be like, all right, it's just Owen. Like, all your friends would be like, he's so funny. It's like, when's Owen coming over? It's like, fucking guy's coming back in 10 minutes.
He's like a what's his name that he was in Wedding Crashers with. Same fucking thing.
Vince
What's
Vaughn.
his name?
Same thing.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing.
Same shtick.
Same
Yeah.
He
same
is the
person.
slightly
Same guy.
aloof, quick talking guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm with you 100%. I also love the fact that you didn't acknowledge the fact that he's also annoying because he's rich and famous as a partial Hollywood leading man with a face like that.
No
Yeah.
shit.
He has that fucking
And
jacked
look-
up nose.
And look at his brother. His brother is an actor too, and he's nowhere as famous as him.
He's got,
Yeah,
a,
he
he's
looks-
got an even older brother that's also been in movies.
Really?
Really?
Does he live in Dallas?
We converted our garage for him. Times are tough right now, Mike. Times are really tough.
I just
No,
cheered when
did
he
you guys
got it
ever
on
see
again.
his first one of their first movies, Bottle Rocket?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen
No,
it.
I never
The
saw
the
that.
older brother who was picking on him, like who was like when he was wearing the flight suit.
Oh, that's actually his brother?
That's his real
That's
brother?
his real older. That's their real older brother. They
Really?
wrote that screenplay together.
That guy lucked out. No family resemblance.
right?
I mean, I got a huge jacked up nose. I know. I
No,
feel the
but
pain.
no, but his nose looks like there should be like a piece of plexiglass pushing up against it.
Yes, right.
It's just fucking like it's there everywhere he goes. It's just like in his face.
Like
His
he's outside
nose
a
looks-
store window.
It looks like you rolled a bunch of Play-Doh on the table, you get that long, and then you pinched it.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
perpetually looks like he's pressed against the window. That's fucking great.
He looks
That
like
is
he's in a
fucking great.
fucking museum in
Right.
England.
Fucking Brad's like, that guy's nose is fucked up. Like, this guy's got a bad nose.
I'm still trying to figure out how many Z's it would take for me to tattoo Limp Bizkit on my face.
Honest to God, if it wasn't for your
No,
last
Brad
name,
doesn't have
I
a big
can't tell
nose.
it.
He's got a perfect nose for his fucking face. Come on. Right?
What
What is it, a billboard?
He's got a big head.
Why are you yelling? You have a microphone.
I know. He's just screaming into it. My eardrums. I just hear ringing.
Manny's
Still
microphone
more
over there.
personality than Manny right now.
He's like Joe Rogan
Brad.
when he was on the UFC yelling into a microphone. I'm here with... Dude, you have a microphone so you don't have to yell.
Brad,
Calm
you're
down.
fine. Your nose isn't taking a right turn all the time.
No,
like
it's
his
right.
nose does
It's a
that
right
to his
turn
nose.
and a left turn.
It was great. His nose is great for smelling things around the corner.
Owen Wilson's nose is an accident.
Going around the rotary.
My fucking nose is a 3-point turn.
It's like Austin Powers on his face trying
What
to
can I
back that
smell
thing
Sunday
around.
dinner on Friday night? My nose is clairvoyant.
I can smell the past and the future at the same time.
Because it all dies down in this basement.
Oh shit!
All right, Manny, you got anything, or can we drop this half-hour topic?
Yeah, no doubt.
Sergeant Schultz. Remember Schultz from freaking Hogan's Heroes?
Oh my god.
That guy, I ain't know nothing. I see nothing. That'd be so awesome. But then after, where's my keys? I know nothing. I see nothing. That would get so fucking annoying.
Sergeant Schultz.
I like to hang out with him.
The fact that he was a Nazi.
There's a whole
You
generation.
get away with so much shit.
That might be the
but
kicker.
He knows nothing. and
It's
sees
annoying.
nothing.
It's a little annoying.
There's a whole generation of people that are like,
lot of
I did
noise.
that.
Actually,
It's
not
not
the
funny.
worst thing about him.
Yeah.
My Nazi friend's coming over later. Just ignore him. He doesn't know anything.
That's not the worst part about. That's not the worst thing about Schultz.
Oh shit! All right.
Do you know why Nazis are such good bakers? White flour.
Serious.
Oh shit!
That joke's old enough to vote. I don't care.
Oh, here we go. When you were a kid, what did you actually want to be when you grow up?
You're looking at me. Don't lead with me.
No, well,
Go back around the table, the other direction.
Mike,
Fucking hockey
Employed.
player.
hockey
Goaltender.
player.
That's all I wanted to be when I was growing up. That was it.
Yeah, that fucking shit the bed immediately.
We went 0-17 that year. Yeah, I was pretty much done that year.
Wait, I gotta practice. I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it, man. I was street hockey, ice hockey. I mean, I actually joined the hockey team not knowing how to skate. I learned how to skate on the ice.
Yeah,
with the
he
guys.
did.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
No, it's not impressive.
No,
It's stupid.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Well, yeah, but it was stupid. But you still learned to do it.
I did.
He learned to do it
amazing.
at like he signed up for the hockey team.
The first thing, I didn't even
You're
know how
gonna
to
teach
skate.
me, right?
Skate time for the first time I got on the ice, the coach looks at me. He's like, "All right, grab that net, bring it down there." I'm like,
He couldn't do
"Okay."
it.
He's looking at me. He's like,
Did you not think that was a prerequisite?
"Dude, I loved. That's how much I loved it. So I didn't care. I learned."
But that was good.
Wow.
And
Goal,
you did.
all both the two goalies, freaking, that's all we did. The
Yeah.
first couple of weeks, skating drills, and that was it. After that,
Join us next week when Mike discusses his gymnastics tryouts.
I'm just glad you didn't say nutritionist.
Career counselor.
20 pounds. Hey, man. Hey, guys. I'm down. Hey, listen. I'm fucking down 20 pounds, man.
No, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Good
No.
for you.
I'm,
Man,
like, I'm
trying,
happy for you,
man.
but
You're
at the
looking
same
good. You're looking good. You're looking
trying.
svelte.
I'm happy for you. I'm at the same,
trying, dude.
but at the same time, I was like,
sucks.
oh shit, Mike's catching up
sick.
to me.
Oh, I was like,
I'm about to be the fat guy on the show.
I was just,
you
I was
will
just
be.
thinking Mike's
You better
illness was
watch out,
worse
man.
than we
Why,
thought.
You can't even weigh over 200 pounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not by much.
Yeah. Enough.
Not
enough
enough.
for me to be nervous that you get close.
Trust me. No
Yeah.
way.
I just love
dude.
Mike's enthusiasm. He could get a leg amputated. Be like, I lost 40 pounds.
Actually 50 because that implant weighed 10 pounds. Yes.
Oh shit, Manny, what about you?
Where were we?
What'd you want to be when you grew up?
When I wanted to be
Skinny.
a carpenter. What a jackass I was, huh?
Oh yeah,
I
so
did.
you accomplished your dream. How's that working out?
Not well.
There's 35 crooked houses that get tested out.
Oh yeah. What about my ceiling in here with fucking 19 holes in it? I've been trying to hang lights.
No, Manny's a good carpenter, man.
I just thought Manny was going to say, like, engaging radio personality.
Yeah,
Never would say that.
Public speaker.
nah,
Yeah,
you turned
That's
out
not my thing.
We need donuts.
you turned out to be a really good carpenter.
Oh, he's awesome, man. You kidding me?
But you know, I have an interest in it. Like I like not. I don't want to frame your fucking house. That's fucking boring to me. I like but the finished work,
Finish
or
carpenters.
even
It
or
takes
even
skill.
furniture
You would be
building
good
and
with
stuff
that,
like that. I
Craig.
like
It all
that
takes
stuff.
Because you're always
From the bottom up, it all
detail oriented.
takes
I
skill.
can't fucking stand that.
Yeah, Matt, what do you got?
Mine's boring, but I wanted
Manny
to be,
wanted to be a carpenter.
I wanted to be. I did not realize my dream. It was bad. I wanted to be a dog for the longest time.
Dude, I'll bend over so you can sniff my balls if you want. Is that what you want to do? Is that
I feel so bad for Jerry right now.
Mike, if you caught me 5 years ago, maybe.
Dude, I got glitter.
It was.
I got glitter, bro.
I tell you
It
right
was-
now, Mike couldn't catch you 5 years ago if he started now. All right, so you were saying you wanted to be a dog. Before this conversation got weird, you were saying that you want to be a dog.
Yeah, before it
They
got
can run
weird.
fast.
I didn't understand when I was little why I couldn't be a dog. And I felt like I was a pretty logical kid, but I was like sitting there like, Dad, seriously, why can I not be a dog when I grow up? Because you're a human.
Yeah.
But when I grow up, I can be a dog.
Yeah. No
You're
shit.
a human now. Yeah, but later,
Later, yeah,
I can grow up and be a dog, right?
There's like five
Because
clubs
my
in
dog had a
Providence.
great life. And it was like, I want to be that. I want to see what he's doing. He's licking his balls in the sun. I want to do that. I want to do that.
That's fucking heaven.
No, it's
dude.
funny.
That's
It's-
heaven.
Meanwhile, Craig's like, all I have to do is go outside and I can be a dog.
Have you ever watched the Vice channel?
No.
Now you can be. a
Oh no,
dog.
I did. The Vice channel.
I just love that the weather played a role. Like I can lick my balls and enjoy the sunshine.
There's 100% chance of satisfaction.
Or the snow, or the wind. If I could lick my balls, dude, I would enjoy every kind of weather.
Oh well, you start off. You
wouldn't
start
matter if
off
it
with
was
licking
snow
the
or
balls, and
sunny.
then the wind kicks in, and it's like, oh wow,
Oh, I
yeah.
see, I
See,
see.
I watched my dog do it a million times. I'm like, that's got to be worth something.
right.
Let me strive for that.
Let me strive.
So that's why I've been no goals Matt for a long time. And
No
just
goals
been
Matt.
floating around from job to job and doing whatever.
Dare
comes
to dream,
next.
Matt.
That explains why every time we call and talk to Kayla, she's like, hold on, I got to let Matt out.
He's got a big spiked collar around his neck. He's like, yeah.
Well,
Matt flew into town with a cone around his head.
I got one of those. I got one of those vibrating collars.
You got a hangnail on your toe. Put that cone on your head. Oh, shit.
Dave,
I don't know if I can follow licking your balls, but hey,
Yeah.
I
you
wanted
can.
to be a pilot.
Yep.
Not just I want to fly. Like I actually looked at schools instead of college, like flight schools.
Flight schools.
Yeah,
Awesome, bro.
I really wanted to do it, and
That's pretty cool.
it just
That
never
was
paid
a
out. Like,
dream me and
That's
Craig had.
expensive though. It
wanted
was
to
super
do that.
expensive.
so
right?
when I turned, I always thought about it as a kid. When I turned 16, my dad had a buddy who had a private, like a little Cessna,
Yeah.
but he took me up for a flight for like an hour and a half out of Rhode Island, and we flew up. We could see Boston. I was like, it's the greatest fucking thing ever.
Did he let you take the controls?
No. But it was just the three of us in the plane: pilot, my dad, and me.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
And I
awesome.
was like, that's it. I'm going to this. And I looked at these schools in Florida. It's a school in Florida.
Same one
and
that
Yeah.
Otto went to. He's like, I don't need to learn about the landing.
You know what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up is they let Atta in. They look at him. They would never let
yeah.
him in.
Wait a minute, you got on a Cessna? Would you have to dump fuel?
They kept punching him in the gut. Saying, throw up,
Dave's
bitch."
father's ripping the back seats up, throwing them out the fucking door.
Lose the hat, Dave. Lose the hat.
I thought it was weird. We had to push the plane off a cliff to get it going.
It's all physics, man. It's all physics.
We're gonna glide all the way home. Now the prop doesn't need to spin. It's fine.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I wanted to be. It wasn't just like a kid. I want to fly a plane. Like I actually,
Yeah.
I looked into it, wanted to get into it, and did it, and it just didn't pan out. It just
Well, that happened as I got older. I went through the same thing, and I wanted to fly, and I was gonna join the Air Force, and that was my no. Well, that was my whole thing. It's like I'm gonna join the Air Force, and I want to fly fucking jets, you know, and but I had bad vision, and someone said to me, they'll never let you do it because of your vision.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna smoke pot in the woods.
Plan B. Plan B. All right, Plan B is up.
Pretend to be a pilot.
And then
I
and
got
then
Combo's plan B.
the worst part is I found out after that in the if
games.
I had joined the army, I could have flown helicopters.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that actually, I was
so you don't
upset
have to
about-
see to fly helicopters.
Certain
in the Army?
helicopters.
certain helicopters. You can fly a helicopter without
transport
without ridiculous
military,
vision.
Yeah.
Because you're not flying at fucking
No, because you're
Mach
going by-
7. You know what I mean? You know,
The stratosphere.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know,
You got through Providence
But I
in
get
6
that.
minutes. All right.
that's an awesome thing.
Yeah, it was
would be
cool,
awesome.
and I'll be honest, I'm not super disappointed it didn't happen.
Hey, man, it can still happen.
But
Dude.
no-
Smile, bro. Smile.
But when I'm talking about going, to,
Not
like,
with
the
that
flex schools
attitude,
and
it
things-
won't.
Hey, Matt, woof woof.
I still can't reach.
You can open up a business taking dogs.
No,
for
it was a cool dream, and it I wasn't disappointed because things didn't work out for not bad reasons. They just
Yeah,
went different
just-
directions.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
So it was cool. I think back, I'm like,
You were
yeah,
like, I love insurance.
yeah. I want to be someone everyone hates. Right off the bat.
Well done.
It's pretty ironic because you probably would never be able to get insurance fucking
No.
as a pilot.
No. I look like a pat down that hasn't happened yet.
Dave buys a Cessna, and it's actually like a car. They can't get off the ground. This is rumbling across the fields. Yeah, I'm doing it.
I flew a plane across Connecticut in 6 hours.
Yeah.
Got stuck on the Merritt.
We had some turbulence in New Haven.
Fuck, a pat down that hasn't happened. Jesus Christ.
What about you, Brad?
I think it's funny. I wanted to be famous for something. I don't know what. But, part of me wanted to be an author. Part of me wanted to be a cartoonist. Part of me wanted to be a comedian.
Yeah.
Part of me wanted to do all these things. I never had a chance to do it. And so I think in the deep, dark recesses of my mind, that's what I think I'm doing with this show right now.
So you rounded up a bunch of losers and said, I'll stand out here.
And then when you joined, the project was complete.
That's it.
No, I feel like I wanted my voice to be heard. I don't know what that would look like. Some days it was. I wanted to be a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. Other days it was an author. But ultimately, I felt like I had words to say and I wanted people to hear them. And I guess we're doing it now, but what I do for a living isn't really fulfilling that dream.
Yeah.
So, I guess you could say I'm doing it, but I'm not.
We're here for you, brother.
Well, I know.
Do
Oh,
it
I
up,
know
man.
you're here.
No, I had that. I had that same, feel like I wanted to do something like that. Like I wanted to be out in front of people. But my biggest thing as a kid was I wanted to be an archaeologist. And the whole thing was because of fucking Indiana Jones.
Of course.
Most of them don't do that.
And I was like, when I thought, you went to college, you fucking became an archaeologist.
whip.
Like, here's your whip, here's your gun.
Hey, back in the 20s and 30s, it fucking.
But that's what I
was
thought.
like that.
That's what I thought. But I still hold an interest in it. I'll watch 1,000 documentaries a week about Egypt and
India.
South American countries and
India.
all these ancient stuff.
Say
And-
deep.
yeah. No, but I love that stuff, and I've always had an interest in it, and I still do. And I read a lot about them, and so yeah, I did. I read.
On an audiobook.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Still listen to audiobooks like a bastard.
I know that. I know
But
that
I
for
read-
a fact. This kid was fucking always a huge fucking Indiana Jones fan, like from no end.
Yep.
Always.
No, always loved one of my favorite movie series ever.
I actually had
Yeah.
a fucking original Indiana Jones fucking toy that I gave you. Didn't I give you that? Did I
Yeah,
give you
you
that?
did.
Alright.
Yeah.
Even the Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah, that movie.
There's only one answer to that
The
question.
first one
Yeah.
was, I mean,
Raiders of the Lost Ark is fucking fantastic.
It's a
yeah.
perfect movie.
It's a
Hell
perfect
yeah.
movie. Exactly.
that's another movie that no matter where it is, when you turn it on,
Yeah.
you'll fucking watch it.
And they are making another Indiana Jones movie.
Well,
Yeah, I heard.
You know, but
what's
who
up with,
knows?
like Rocky movies and Indiana Jones movies? We just have to watch our heroes age and suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
It's not
terrible.
fair. It's
No,
just ruining my childhood.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Rocky's done a good job when he did Rocky Balboa, which is an underrated movie.
Balboa
like it.
was
Very
Balboa
like it.
was a
Very well
good
done.
movie.
That was a good movie. Then he came back again in Creed, and we got to watch him age even worse.
I didn't even
Yeah.
see that.
We
movie.
went.
There's
see-
another new.
we went and
there's a new
seen
one, too.
Balboa in the theater.
Yeah, we did. It was
And
good.
it was
bad.
good.
I thought they did a good job. He held his own, and I think that was the only point. When he walked out, they didn't even announce the winner. Didn't need it.
Yeah.
Like he just walked out. He got one last round of Rocky, and that to me was the perfect closing of the story.
Closing of the story.
Having him involved with Creed was necessary, but as a minor role, not as a crux of the story. And
Yeah.
that's what's screwing it up for me.
Yep.
I really wish Rocky would fade into the background and let a new boxing series start, because the Creed kid is good. That's Michael B. Jordan. The man can act.
Yeah. No, the kid can act. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Creed would that storyline would take off.
You needed the connection, but I don't need
What do you
him
mean?
having
The first
cancer.
one was fantastic.
Yeah, it was good. It was. I haven't seen it, but I mean, I heard the reviews. It was great.
Yeah.
Did you see the second one?
No, I haven't seen the
I
second
heard
one.
it sucked.
Yeah, you need the handoff, like Kurt giving it to Picard in that great movie.
No
Didn't they do it on horseback?
Yeah.
Yes, it was on
So
horseback.
now it's a condom commercial on top.
Yeah.
Neither one of them were wearing shirts.
Yeah.
Look like Putin.
Oh
Meat
shit.
Putin.
I have to get Dave up, and I gotta piss him.
Bring it in as I steal your cigarettes.
Oh, this is good.
All right, Brad, pick a topic.
I will, and I think we got a good one that we're gonna have some dramatically different opinions on.
No,
I like
Must
this.
be one of mine.
that never happens.
Mike's waist size.
I think we may have covered it already.
There's nothing dramatic about it, dude. It's there. And there's no, change.
You can actually see it from the International Space Station.
Yeah, yeah. It's me and the fucking Great Wall of China.
I have a joke in me. I have
Oh,
a
look,
joke
there's
in me.
Rhode
One
Island.
is a waist size.
You're like the
other
worst
is the
wall
wall.
of Rhode Island.
That's the thing about Mike. It always comes down to the wall.
I know.
right.
It's all about the wall.
I know.
Rhode looks like a belt buckle on Mike's waist.
Damn straight. Bitches.
All right, who do you think is the worst band of all time? Any genre, go.
Oh my
Wow.
That's a rare one.
I like that one.
That
a lot.
was me.
Was it you?
That
Chris?
was you.
Milli
Good
Vanilli.
one. Well, then I'm gonna let you lead off.
No. I want to hear.
But they weren't
wanted to
legit
hear. I
band,
have
though.
some.
Oh, I'm
Worst-
sure you do.
all right,
You wrote the
I will,
question.
I will start.
Yeah, there you go.
Worst band of all time.
Any genre.
I'm gonna say the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Agreed.
Fucking hate them.
It's close. Yeah, I can't. I don't.
There
like
are
wait.
good musicians in the band.
Yeah.
They do not make good music. Anthony Kiedis is an overrated d-bag
Okay, so we're not
who
talking.
rides
we're not-
moped through Europe trying to pick up 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Fuck him and his stupid stick-on
But
mustache.
that has nothing to do with his music.
Exactly.
His
That's what I'm saying.
His music sounds like he looks. Stupid.
That's pretty horrible. Pointless. Stupid and drawn out.
So how do you really feel?
They were different when they came out and they were popular. Blood,
Exactly.
Sugar, Sex Magic was
Awesome.
different. It was out of the box.
Yeah.
And people after that
They
they
did
just
3
became
albums before that. And
Yeah,
their best
but-
song was a Stevie Wonder cover.
Yeah, it was a
Yes.
Stevie Wonder cover. It was
D-bag.
Higher Ground.
they are
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Fuck
That
those
is their
guys.
best
I'm
song.
glad. I hope California falls off the earth so they have nothing else to write about. Because that's all they do. Write songs that rhyme with California.
Well, they kiss each other too all the time. That's something they got going, I guess.
I don't get the obsession with Flea being an amazing bassist. And
He's
just
not.
like-
He just
he's
slaps
not.
it. He just slaps.
He is an amazing.
He's that fucking uncle that no one wants to
bass
claim.
player. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's my uncle.
You know, your uncle could be
Doesn't he play
fucking your
bass?
uncle, but
Yeah,
that motherfucker
sorta.
can play the
Kinda.
bass.
Oh no, he's wicked talented.
He's wicked talented.
I've
but
never seen
like
anyone jerk off a 4-string instrument like he can.
5
but-
string, 6 string. That motherfucker plays 7 strings.
I think Sanjay's sitar skills should be get credit here. I think
Sandeep.
there it is. All right, Matt, go ahead, brother.
I'm still thinking. I'm going to skip. Come back to
All
me.
right,
All right,
Manny.
we'll go back to Matt.
Worst band of all time. Bon Jovi.
What? Really?
Why?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I mean, no, no, that's
Yeah.
fine.
It's that jealousy thing. Growing up in like high school, all the chicks love him, and
That's what you all said back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Hey, grow your hair.
Well, because all the girls started liking him, and everybody was like,
yeah, but he was
"Screw
talented,
them."
motherfucker.
Yeah. No, that's a good band.
Oh, there was so many fucking bad bands.
Oh, there's a shitload of them.
But is there one band that when it comes off, it's like an instant change the radio?
Makes me want to
That's
fucking
what
pull my
that's what I'm
own
thinking of.
fucking
Yeah,
eyeballs
like
out and
that-
stuff in my ears.
Yeah, I'm not doing
Like
that.
when you're driving and they come on the radio, you just want to fucking Mad Max your way home.
Well, when
like,
Led
that's what we're
Zeppelin
talking
comes
about.
on the radio when I'm driving, I automatically fucking.
That was going to be my
Really?
Me too.
Did you say
Led
Zeppelin?
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 You guys are high.
Really?
These guys are out of your
I
minds.
don't love Led Zeppelin.
Wow.
I'm the
Why
same
is that?
way.
Why do you think they're the worst band?
Well, for one thing, I've fucking been in 2 fucking major accidents in my life, and both times Misty Mountain Hop was. That's
right. I forgot about that. I was in the car with one of them.
The first time was a coincidence. The second time was like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
it's playing again. And then
Fuck
you
this
swear.
band.
That's
like-
like, you know, this band sucked.
You wish they did that Misty Mountain stop.
Cassette tapes flying out the window. Fuck this thing.
I couldn't agree more. I'll jump ahead because the Led Zeppelin was I think they're the most overrated rock band in history.
Overrated.
Overrated
is
is the word.
All right,
I'll use
and-
it. They're
but I
fucking
also-
great band.
I find them grating. I hope Robert Plant. I wish he was dead 20 years ago.
I do too. I
Well, yeah,
so
but he still
wish
would've
that
made a lot of
he
great
had
music.
fucking died. And
Okay, 40 years.
Oh,
Keith
yeah.
Moon lived.
I think for him to go from that to doing the Honey Drip
Did I see Keith Moon?
and the
Yeah.
Sea of Love and
I
all
think
that.
you got to
stuff.
look at it within
I meant
its
John
time
Bonham.
frame, though. I mean, I know, and I agree. Led Zeppelin is overrated, but I think they are a great group of musicians that pulled something off. That
Yeah.
what no one had ever pulled off to that degree.
You know what?
before.
You know why
Exactly.
you're
in
saying
that genre. I mean,
No,
we can say
you're
Beatles
right-
and stuff,
you're
but I mean,
100% right.
in that genre.
You're only saying that because if Robert Plant had short hair, it would look exactly like yours, dude. That is why you're fucking saying.
Nah,
that.
he
And
was.
that's Mike's other come on line.
Yeah.
I don't like that very much.
Nah,
Oh, my second.
Likes a good
I'm
head
a-
of hair to rub when it's on his
I'm a
knees.
big fan. I'm a big fan of Zeppelin. I like Zeppelin.
I
a
love
lot.
Zeppelin.
To me, classic rock had a lot of other bands worth mentioning. Early Bad Company, Deep Purple, one of my favorites.
Bad Company,
Purple,
fantastic,
yeah,
man.
Rainbow. There are so many great
Molly
bands from that
Hatchet.
same era.
Seen
Molly
Deep
Hatchet
Purple
was
in
more
concert,
southern,
man. They
but
were-
I'm
they
with
were-
you.
they're
But I'm
freaking
with you.
awesome.
Love Molly Hatchet.
Deep Purple Live was one of the best fucking
There you
shows I've ever been to. Man. It
Even
was
early
awesome.
Judas Priest when they weren't so metal.
Oh yeah.
That their first 2 albums were pretty much classic
Before
rock.
80s,
Yeah.
like
And-
late 70s, early.
No.
like,
I'm talking 1971, like rock and roller.
When he was just
rock and roll.
wearing satin and not leather.
When it wasn't rock and wasn't Rob Halford.
When he wasn't sure. When he wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I just think that they were more hippies than they
Yeah.
were metal guys.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
weren't diamonds and studs and all that. They were all
They were diamonds and rust.
Well, they
Yeah.
were wearing scarves. So again, who was really surprised by Rob Halford coming in? Honestly,
He was. He was
ram
more
it
surprised
down.
than
They wrote
anyone.
a song called "Ram It Down."
Yeah.
Point of
more-
entry.
He was more surprised. Electric Eye. Electric Eye.
Electric.
It's all-
Eye.
it's
well, that's
fucking-
about a camera.
No, but
Filming
Zeppelin
it.
Is
had-
it?
At the
Is
point
it
of
about
entry.
a camera? Yeah,
But
filming
is
the
it-
point of
but is
entry.
Zeppelin kind of defined a genre. That was the things they as
Did
much
they
as
really?
those. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
What
because
what genre did they
Well,
make
not a
specifically that
a genre,
Black
but that
Sabbath
time.
didn't do, or any other band?
They
What's
brought a
different?
popular focus to it though.
yeah, that they wrote.
They expanded the focus of the whole
Yes.
the whole genre.
Okay,
Their songs,
And
were-
which maybe why
at
you
the-
don't like it. Oh, no, come out.
Okay, but I
at
can
the
I
time-
can name a million bands
Yeah.
that fucking took Black Sabbath and did their own thing. Not many I can say about Led Zeppelin.
What do you
That I
mean?
can-
I think
you know what I'm saying?
There's
I'm
a
not.
lot
I'm
of
not saying.
bands
I'm
that
not
take-
saying anything
took
bad
Led
about
Zeppelin
them.
as fucking.
They
They
did
did the
name
blues
one.
with
How about
distortion.
what's that Greta Van Fleet or whoever they are
Oh
right now?
Jesus Christ! They're
Yeah,
fucking.
So I think
4
there's a
years
difference
later.
between
There's tons of bands doing that now.
I think there's a difference between bands that change music versus bands that are good musicians.
yeah.
Oh,
So
of
look,
course.
I will throw out Nirvana.
Yep.
Changed music
Excellent musicians.
forever.
My
Absolutely.
son,
Absolutely.
But if you
my son
Couldn't agree more.
blew my mind.
They are great. They're
Friggin-
good musicians, but they're not top with what the music they put out. You would never listen to it to a layman and be like, "That's amazing musicianship."
No.
You'll hear it be like,
No,
"That's
it was
fucking
more
garbage."
because that's
But
what
it was
grunge
such a-
built on. Was
Agreed,
that.
but that's my point. There was such a change in what
Right.
the music
In the
was.
style.
They created a sound.
Yeah, just
They
because
didn't create great
right,
music.
just
right.
because
So
you
someone
can-
mentioned the Beatles. Same exact
Same
thing.
Yeah,
thing.
it's only the timing to
It is.
when
It's the
these
timing.
bands come out.
It's the timing. It's when it happens. It's what they did.
Well, that's kind of where I was going with
and
that.
Zeppelin.
There you go,
I mean,
yeah.
John
that.
Paul Jones could play any instrument you put in front of the fucking guy.
Can you play the piccolo?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he could.
Sandeep!
Yeah, and he played the Skins flute.
There's gonna be a whole bunch of snakes just appearing.
No, but John Paul Jones could play
Oh,
any
yeah.
instrument you put in front of him.
He was amazing.
John Bonham was a fucking incredible fucking drummer.
Yeah.
He was good.
No, he was fucking incredible.
What made him incredible?
The fact that he was playing fucking songs that sounded like you were playing double bass using fucking single bass.
But the thing,
And how many drummers out there
the
do
thing
that?
is
Incorporated
I
a
could go
billion
on the
of them.
same page there. John Bonham is an amazing drummer. He is absolutely one of my favorites.
Yes.
His amazing talent came with his timing.
Yeah, and it was,
He held timing like nobody's business.
well, he was
held
a
that
big
whole thing
blues
together.
drummer in the beginning.
But he wasn't as strong technically as a lot of other drummers out
no,
there.
there's drummers that are
technically
better than
no.
him.
No, but he was solid. He was solid.
It was his style that made him what
Yeah,
he was.
yeah.
We
It was his-
all agree that
wasn't his
the whole
technicality.
doesn't always equal the sum of its parts.
No,
Led
exactly.
Zeppelin was made up of great musicians, and a lot of people think Robert Plant's balls in a vice grip was a good singing style.
Best
And
musician
you're talking to a
band.
guy who listens to death metal.
To the left.
All right? I just despise the
Always
man's
to
voice.
the left.
I do
But
too.
I will say this. I'm going to throw a band name out, and you're all going to laugh at me like a motherfucker. 4 of the most talented musicians coming out of the 80s were in a band called Winger. And Winger was a terrible band because they wrote terrible, cliched bullshit
agree,
songs.
yeah.
But those fuckers were all Berkeley.
They're all
And
great
you know
graduates.
what?
Yeah, they're all
and
great
you know what,
musicians.
Brad?
Yeah.
A lot of those fucking tunes that came out were
was it,
actually
Beavis?
written by
It
or
was their
pushed
neighbor.
onto
It
them
was
by
their neighbor.
other people. You know what I'm saying? It's not shit that they would have written themselves. It's shit that they had to write to get out at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they are fucking hugely talented.
No,
Amazing
Wicked-
musicians that I will write songs I will never listen to again.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Extremely talented band.
whole, not the sum of its parts.
But you can look at a lot of bands now who are extremely talented that you'll never hear on the radio, and a lot of them are in some genres that you just don't even hear. I mean, look
Like
at
Extreme.
Well, Extreme was a band that was progressive, but was still like
Extreme-
low end rock and roll.
yeah, Extreme
Trying
still
to
had
be-
its
and they were,
popular
you know-
following though.
Yeah, but they had their popular following. But no, I know what you're saying.
Most of their best songs never got heard, though.
Yeah,
Right.
that,
Like,
yeah.
Look at some that are. I mean, maybe they are on other albums. Like
Well,
what was Avenged Sevenfold? Their album before
Yeah.
this
Avenged
last
Sevenfold's
one
a great
with
fucking
Mike,
band.
Mike Portnoy.
Portnoy.
Yes.
Mike Portnoy. Now he's been
Dream
in several
Theater.
other bands that are
Dream Theater.
extremely like
saw them
crazy,
and Deep
ridiculous
Purple
talent,
together.
but you would never find that on a radio station.
No,
No.
You know, you're not gonna put that on and be like, "Oh, that sounds pretty cool." Does that song say 17 minutes long?
Yeah,
It does,
Well-
and it's awesome all the way through.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have that attention
no.
span.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Of course you do. Actually, if it was a
Anybody at this
3-hour
table, it
song,
would be-
That's the thing.
I was gonna say, was Matt talking? I just blacked out for a few minutes.
But even that Dream. You talk about Mike Portnoy. Dream Theater.
Dream Theater.
Incredible.
Yep.
Fucking incredible
Absolutely.
band.
Absolutely.
How many songs do common people know by Dream Theater?
fucking zero.
One.
Zero.
One.
Zero.
Three,
One.
zero. Common
Zero.
people?
No
You
one
say
knows
Dream
one.
Theater on the road,
time-
and they're
yeah.
like,
What are you
They
talking
think
about?
theater.
No,
think, yeah,
what's
is that-
that?
that was
Pull Me Under
Pull
was
Me
a-
Under.
was a hit.
Yeah,
Pull Me
was a
Under.
hit.
Yeah,
And it
but-
was the shortened 4-minute version of a 9-minute song.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I heard
you're
the
talking
original-
about a band that is so fucking incredibly talented. I mean, you got Mike
Tom Brady
Portnoy,
loves
Wait, hold up. I'm going to cut you off. You're talking about 5 musicians.
John Petrucci.
No,
That was
you're
John
talking about
Belushi.
5 musicians that are incredibly talented, not
John
a
Belushi was in
band.
it?
no. Well,
Because
that's
the
what
one
I'm saying.
problem that band has always had is playing songs.
And playing
writing
9
a
minutes.
fucking song.
Every song was 9 minutes long, and because everybody needed to show off their talent in every song.
Well, that's the thing. That
You know?
each one of those guys went to school. They were every time they sat down to write a song, it was like an assignment. You know,
Yeah.
being in school, it's like, oh, all right.
And-
so I want to show off this technicality, fucking thing. But they did it so fucking elegantly, and it all fucking went together so
No,
fucking well.
But it was
Leslie's
perfect.
been
That was the
reading to
thing.
Mike again.
They were
listen, I might not know the meanings, but I know the
played,
words.
sir.
All right.
Well played.
I might
no,
not know
but
the
they were
meanings.
they were writing more like song like a symphony
Yeah.
They weren't writing
that was the thing.
radio-friendly songs.
Yeah,
They were writing songs that they wanted
like
to play
when they
as
were back in
musicians.
school, like they were at Berkeley.
But we've gotten off topic. We've talked about the best musicians.
Yeah.
Who sucks?
Right.
The Beach Boys. Fucking hate them. I fucking hate. When
know what's
you
fucked
say
up?
the worst band ever, the fucking Beach Boys.
Dude,
Every
it's
song's
so
the same.
funny. I know this kid fucking hates the Beach Boys.
Fucking hate 'em.
Dude, I've been getting into that new Fallout game, the Fallout 76.
Yes.
And every once in a while on the radio, they'll be playing a Beach Boys song.
Yeah, I know. I
That's all
shut the
think
radio
about.
off on that game.
I've seen him shoot radios.
I fucking hate that
Why?
band.
You want to hear an interesting fact about the Beach Boys? They did a
That
study.
most of them aren't dead and they should be.
Was that a threat?
Interesting fact.
Actually, there's going to be like a cease and desist coming up by Warner Brothers. I think
Right.
that the one thing that the Beach Boys have gotten on their credit is Pet Sounds, their biggest album, is actually considered the most perfect sonic album ever.
What does that mean?
And what that means is in terms of dynamics, in terms
Pet
of
sounds. It
record-
means when you
tone.
play it, fucking animals come running.
Yes.
and then
Even
Matt starts
fucking-
licking them.
My own balls. My own balls.
You know what
my own.
dude?
I
You know
stick
what
to
I'm
my
gonna
own.
do tomorrow? I'm gonna fucking crank fucking Beach Boys on my stereo, open the windows, and wait for
Oh,
flying
no, it's not
platypus.
sonically perfect. Coming
I'm
out
gonna
of
wait
the
for
Flying
flying
platypus.
platypus coming in, flying through the window. It's gonna be
Hey,
awesome.
Craig,
Manny, you won't
Little
believe what
Scoop.
just happened. Oh my god!
I told you.
I told you so. That doesn't
And all he
surprise
has-
me one bit.
All he has in the background is little deuce scoop.
I can't.
You don't know what I found.
Little deuce cool.
So Craig, we
Cocksuckers.
actually just got an email from Brian Wilson directed
Fuck
to you. It says,
I
P.S.
want to point
platypi.
something out here. I've got to say it. I caught shit for answering a fake telephone on this show.
Oh, yes,
I just
you did.
watched
You
Dave
did the same
stare
thing.
into
You
his
did.
palm like he was reading a
He's
cell
reading a
phone.
text. Look, he's reading a text,
He was
man.
reading a text that looked like the palm of his hand.
Imaginary text.
He read it out. Yeah, he did. He played the whole thing out.
I've never been gladder to have Dave on board.
Somebody to share the burden.
God damn.
At least I went with the universal symbol for phone. Not Dave just staring at his ring going, oh, yeah, we just got one in. And he's still staring down at it because there's words there in Dave's little words. On his skin-covered phone.
Oh, nice.
His flesh tone telephone.
Flush tone microphone.
You got $1 million idea,
baby.
Craig. Go with that. Go with that.
just scrolling through my knuckles here.
Oh, shit.
If there was ever a point to end the show, this is it.
Yep. Yeah.
So
great
let's
time,
do a little
though.
housekeeping.
Oh my
First of
God.
all, gentlemen, we haven't toasted tonight in the middle
Yes.
for an
Yes.
absolutely wonderful round of scenes from a hat.
Thank you to our guests. Thank you, Manny.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Manny.
Part of
Thanks,
it.
Matt.
Matt, I think it's safe to say you are welcome back here anytime.
Yep.
Manny, come, don't come with me.
Manny, you're just welcome.
Sometimes it's better if you don't.
That's actually why we called you sometimes.
All right, little housekeeping real quick. Social media, guys, check us out. Leave comments. I think the biggest hurdle we're facing on social media is that, not that you guys aren't liking our shit, but you're not always telling us why. Joey B, always commenting.
Fuck yeah,
Always.
man.
Christy,
Since day
always
one.
commenting. But you know what? As much as we talk about having low listenership, it's just jokes. We actually have a pretty good number of people that check us out repeatedly.
Yeah, repeatedly.
And mostly from this country.
Yeah.
Yeah, our Indian
Mostly.
listenership
Comment.
is
We
way
have an
down.
excellent
Really
respo-
close.
We
but
have an
mostly.
excellent response rate.
Yes, because we're only responding to 2 people.
Crikey, we're big in
Yeah, when,
freaking
when
Australia.
we're playing in India, they one radio and there's 400 people that can hear it.
And they all got to go in a porta potty to listen to it.
It's really hard to hear us outside the train.
Sanjay's earpiece can broadcast to 38 people.
I cannot wait for you to actually meet him.
He's got the gist.
Anyway. So go check us out on social media. That is at NTS_podcast on all major social media networks. don't pay too much attention to Instagram. It kind of sucks out loud.
Yeah.
Moving on. Go to the NTS or
What about Teespring.com?
yes, creepy, weird ice cream truck guy. I want you to go to the Needless to Say swag shop over at Teespring. Do I have the URL? No, it's too fucking long and gangly. It's the Craig's neck thing of URLs.
Brad, you fucking had to fucking take the cake at the last second. Son of a bitch.
Buy our shit there. Again, everything there is now considered a collector's item. We will not be making any more of the 3-headed shirt. We're now doing a 7-headed shirt. Sometimes Manny will be on it.
The fucking
Sometimes you
Hydra
won't.
of T-shirts.
No, it's me, Brad, and Craig, and 4 of Dave's heads. The 7
We're available in sizes 4X and up. But come on out and check us out there. We got some new stuff coming on. I think we just invented 3 more shirts tonight.
No
Yes.
doubt.
We don't have any songs to play us out tonight. So again, one last time, thank you to Matt. Thank you to Manny. Thank you to everybody for turning what could have been an absolute shit show into an absolute gem. I really, really appreciate you guys. Cheers in the middle.
Good job, brothers.
Yes.
Cheers.
All right, and Matt, because you have the voice to end all voices, I want you to take us out.
Needless to say, we said it.